The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature.
Frank?
Viewer
Who's
discretion
Frank?
is advised.
5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
This is Simon Diamond. You're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And if you turn this off, then Simon's going to have a problem with you.
Hey everybody, it's Julie Agar, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio with Mike Trash and some annoying broad named Trish.
Annoying?
And, a couple other dudes, one guy from Iraq. He may not be there by the time you hear this promo, but really, who gives a shit? I didn't get paid to do this. I don't even know if 4 people are going to hear this stupid shit. So, from me to you, shalom, bitch. Tuesday night from 7 to 10, we're doing Extreme Horseman style. And the Extreme Horsemen, we're not just the coolest. No. Extreme Horsemen, we're not just the best. Extreme Horsemen, Trash Talking Radio, we are just incredible.
David Feldman, Celebrity Boxing. Don't miss Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday night, 7 to 10.
Hey, you said talking about you get so hot.
I can only post it to yours. I can't post it to the group.
Telephone man climbing the line now, trying to put back together because it's so hot. Because the people know they're cocky too. The real deal.
Because once I get this notification, I can get that and I can post it onto your page, your personal, Mike Trash page.
This is a Hardy Tall Man, and I'm going to tell you right now, 7 to 10, every Tuesday, it's Trash Talking Radio. Brother, if you want to talk some trash, this is the place to be.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night.
Why do we wait till Tuesday nights to do this?
If you will. If you will.
Sure wasn't hot today.
It's 2 days
My
ago.
furnace kicked on.
I left the window open and turned off the air conditioning a couple days ago. Hey, it even went to the right screen at the end. Yes. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing? And guess I got to check to see where all the streams are located. Let's just make sure, do our weekly check to make sure the mix is streaming. That's good. Let's see. Well, let me see here. Hi, this new Facebook has me all confused.
Yeah, it works on Facebook.
Oh, well, that's really good. I don't know. I don't know, because they made me change the way I do things, so I stream now to the site. Okay, there we are. Yep, we're working. That's good. I like that. Now, instead of just streaming, we have to stream to my fan page and then put it on the other page, which makes it an extra step. So, share this stream to help Trash Talking Radio grow. Oh, well, where do I share it to? Can
Click
I share
it and see.
Let's see where I can share it to. Can I share it to... Well, where's it say? Oh, here we are. Public. Or friends only, or me. They change all this stuff on me, and I can't stand it. Well, I can't see where... I don't have a whole lot of choices of where I can post it. I can only share it to me, and then share it, well, which is already there at me. Anyway, all right, so that's there. Let's look at the Twitter, just to make sure. Waiting. Twitter, there we are. Okay. I'm doing a lot of uploading right now, so I'm uploading the new niche thing, and it's going to hopefully be uploaded by the time we're ready for it. All right, it's good. That's good. It's there. It's at Twitch. That's no tab. Okay, where's this? Oh, it's still uploading. So it says we have 8 minutes left.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad considering it said 3 hours when I was uploading it upstairs. So, All right, we're here. We're rocking and rolling now. We can make things happen. And got that nice little background, that fall background. All right. What am I doing?
You're sitting there, I'm here, and he's over there.
Okay, there we go. All right, now go to the very, very beginning. All right, we might as well start with the RIPs because you send me so many people that you kill.
Not me, I'm innocent.
Yeah, okay. This first one is actually kind of sad in a lot of ways. Jackass star, wrestler Stevie Lee, dead at 54. Now, when they had their wrestling out of Florida, Micro Championship Wrestling, we had some of these on. I don't remember if he's one of them or not, but he might have been one of the ones that we interviewed from Micro Championship Wrestling. So that means he's dead. The guy in charge of the Micro Championship...
I don't think I was here then.
I
don't remember.
I think you might have been, because I think we stopped doing wrestling when you left, pretty much. But I can't swear to it. But, because we had them on twice. We had them on a couple times. We had Puppet was on.
I don't remember.
There were 3 wrestlers or 4 wrestlers that we had on. And I do remember having Puppet on. Oh, I guess I got to change the... rats. Okay.
Where?
I got to change this.
Oh, you said rats, and I'm like, where?
Yeah. Rats in the car. All right, here we go. That's better. Now, let's see if we can get ourselves up here. There we go. Anyway, I don't know if he was one of the people that we had on or not. There were a couple of them, but it's interesting because he was on Jackass. I was trying to figure out who he was on Jackass, if he was Wee Man, but it says, that he was, and he had a GoFundMe. They hit their goal on GoFundMe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But anyway, Steve, Puppet, the Psycho Dwarf, Lee Richardson, unexpectedly passed away at September 9th, 2020, at his home in the morning. He was beloved by many and has many friends that were family. Fans adored him, but only his brother Jim and wife Steph were left to take care of the arrangements. That's a sad thing. There's so many people out there that if they died, there's no one to take care of their estate, if they have an estate. And, it's kind of sad. Lee began his wrestling career on pay-per-view series NWA Total Nonstop Action back in 2002. He's also credited with helping create the Half Pint Brawlers organization, which turned into a 2010 reality show. Maybe you're right. Because 2010... But they weren't called the Half Pint Brawlers. Were they? They were called Micro League Wrestling. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some... Well, I can't do any too much because I don't have my archives anymore. So it says here, Lee's career included opportunities with both big and small screen. He appeared as himself in Johnny Knoxville's Jackass 3D, and also cast in the 2013 movie Oz, the Great and Powerful. In 2014, he appeared in an episode of Ryan Murphy's critically acclaimed American Horror Story Freak Show. And the news, after the news was confirmed, many in the wrestling community paid tribute to Lee. So, yeah, it's really kind of sad when... I mean, he was 54,
54, wasn't he?
So, actually, a lot of the little people don't live that long because their organs all die before they do. So, it's really kind of sad, though, that was the situation.
And, of course, being a wrestler doesn't help either.
Yeah, well, yeah, who knows why he died, but they don't have as far to fall to the ground. So,
really?
They have it easier.
Sometimes that makes it worse. Oh, wait, you don't watch Little People Big World, so...
No, I don't.
I do.
I watch those racist shows.
Racing shows?
Racist shows. Anyway, he's no longer with us, and I did actually pull up the Half Pint Brawlers Wikipedia, and it said Half Pint Brawlers is headed by Puppet, the Psycho Dwarf, Little Kato, the Dwarf Destroyer, is the veteran of the group. Dearly, notably, he dies in the first episode. Maybe I'm wrong. This isn't one that we did. I think the one I'm thinking of was a different one, because I don't think this is Micro League, because this would be interesting. Yeah, huh. Maybe it's a different one.
I don't know.
All right, well, that would make sense as to why I don't. I bet you. Let me look and see if we can look for Micro League. Micro League. It helps if I use the right keyboard. Huh. Micro League. Micro League Wrestling. There it is. Now, let's see what that is. See if that's the same people. I believe, yeah, that's the one with Hogan. That happened in... let's see. No, that's not the one. Hogan was involved in this, though. He was really by name only. He didn't really do a whole lot in this, because they used his name more than anything. I need you to move over. Move it on over.
Okay. No, I'm already sitting beside you.
There we go. I want to put the space there and see if that'll get us the other one. Huh. That's interesting. Huh. That is very interesting, because I could have sworn it was not. I'm sure it wasn't the one. I don't know. Oh well. Anyway, he's no longer with us, and kind of sad to see him go. And looking here to see if I don't have any other stuff. I could have sworn it was Micro League Wrestling. MLW. Yeah. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy, the full-size guy that was part of the, I thought Micro League Wrestling, because he died. Oh, Green. John Green. Let's see. No, that's not him either. Maybe it wasn't John Green. Darn. He died a couple years ago, too. Well, boy, I'm hitting on all cylinders here. Forgetting. Regardless, he's dead. So don't look for him on any cards soon. Yeah, here's his GoFundMe. He was trying to get $5,000. He got $5,300.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. I was looking to see if anybody I knew.
Like Chris Jericho?
There wasn't Chris Jericho. There was some people that I did know in here. So it was interesting. But I can't remember who it was. But there are some people that I did remember who they were. And I was checking to see if Jericho had donated, because you know he does when there's wrestlers involved. And can't find him right
Maybe
now.
Jimmy Hart did, because he said you can never trust a midget.
That's true. Jimmy Hart should be paying lots of money, because he made money off of them, off the little people. Owen Hart, he's dead.
I know.
He contributed $5 from the grave. And
Maybe it's Owen Jr., it's a son or something. You don't know.
I know his son's not Owen.
Or just maybe not related.
Probably not.
I mean, there's another Trisha strong out there, but it's...
Oh, there's plenty of them out there. One's enough. So,
Yes, but the other one that I know of, she was born with a name. I only married and divorced it.
that's right. She had the guts to do it. All the way. Okay, I can't remember who it was that, but there was somebody in there that I did recognize their name. Anyway, so, goodbye to Puppet. Second, I was a Game of Thrones person.
I know,
And,
that's why I sent that one to you.
Diana Rigg dies at 82. I didn't realize she was that old. Following a battle with cancer. In a statement with EW, Rigg's agent Simon Beresford. I guess he'll never sign me. It's tremendous sadness that we announced that Dame Diana Rigg died peacefully this morning. She was at home with her family, who have asked for privacy during this difficult time. So, she's only a couple years older than my mom.
Wow.
So, she was a recipient of the BAFTA, Emmy, Tony, and Evening Standard Awards for her stage and on-screen work. Yeah, she made it 80. That's a long time to make it. 84. What was it? 84. 82. 82 is. So.
Yeah, I didn't put my contacts in today. I've been wearing my glasses all day, so I can't see as well. With writing, that is.
Well, I figured that's what you meant.
I mean, if I had my glasses or my contacts in, it'd be different.
I forgot to put a Jackass guy in my timeline here. They do have this stuff, don't they? I don't see where's the thing? Oh, there it is. That's sad. It's sad when anyone dies,
Yeah.
but some people it's sadder when they die. Some people I'm happy when they die. I mean,
What? I didn't hear anything.
yeah, I didn't either. Thought I did. See, he's not feeling well. He's not bugging me. Don't call him.
Oh, he's laying right over here.
Okay, well, that's good. Then, ready for a song?
No, because you didn't tell me about this beforehand. Oh. Okay, that one.
Didn't you tell me about that?
Yes. Well, the way you said it, I thought you expected me to do karaoke again. I was like, wait a minute, you didn't say anything about doing that.
Kool and the Gang. Ronald Bell died at 68. Sold 70 million albums worldwide. 70 million albums. I can't even fathom that. But he is now gone. And they had some really good songs, too. And I know that you don't know any of them.
How do you know?
Can you name one?
Now, wait a minute. Isn't it called Joanna?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
Don't cheat.
No,
You were cheating.
I want
You
to know
were-
who sang Joanna, because that song I always thought was Kool
Are
and
you
the
sure
Gang.
it wasn't Rosanna? Rosanna.
No.
Anyway. Oops, wrong button. I had...
Yes, it was Joanna by Kool and the
I don't
Gang.
know. I don't think I know that song then.
Joanna, I love you.
You can put it on... Oh, you can't. Hold on. Where's my... let's see. I actually had it up and I didn't actually write the links down. What a dummy. Hey, I think we are complete, right? Version... Oh, it still needs to finish before I can get to it. All right.
There you go.
Let's see. I need to go to here. Get down on it. Get down on
Celebrate.
Well, everyone
good
knows
times.
That's the
Come
only
on.
song I know all the way through. I was listening
Ladies'
to them
night.
all. Yeah,
Oh,
I
what
could.
a night.
I know that song, but I don't know that song
Right.
to sing it. The only one I know to sing is
Celebration.
But Ladies' Night, I couldn't remember how the verses go. But if you're willing to try it,
What, Celebration?
Uh-huh.
Sure, I'll do it.
how do you want to do it? Do you want to do verse, or verse, chorus, or verse, chorus?
I don't care.
All right.
God,
I
it's been
say
years.
that's okay. I'm not good at it either. I say we do verse, sing both together.
Then I'll do a
the
verse.
Chorus, then you do a verse.
Okay,
All right?
we'll
Does
do
that
the chorus
sound
together.
fair enough?
Okay.
So anyone that doesn't like our singing, don't
Mute.
Don't, yeah,
Just remember to unmute when it's over.
that's right. Oh wait a minute. Is there people in the chat room?
No.
Don't want to scare them away. Hey. Oh. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Nietzsche was correcting me too.
Yes! Thank you, Nietzsche. I love you, buddy.
Great group, one of the best. All right, here we go.
And the only reason I can remember that is because one of the guys I was dating, our song was Joanna.
Everybody needs to sing along. Everybody in the chat room has to sing along.
Yep.
Too. So here we go.
It's called Social Distancing Singing.
Yeah, hopefully I can do this. Wait, I don't hear any music. Here we go. Woohoo! This is celebration. Woohoo! Oh yeah, celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time.
It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on!
Woohoo! It's a celebration. Uh-oh, what's next?
Woo!
I think this is a verse here.
Celebrate good times,
Come on! It's a celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on!
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. Isn't this the verse I just said?
Dedication to
can
last
sing it this
throughout
time.
the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on now, celebration.
Let's
all
celebrate.
celebrate and have a good time.
Yeah. Celebrate. This is horrible.
I know. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world. Come on. This is why I don't do karaoke.
Well, this is why we should quit right now while we're behind. All right, that's our tribute. Our real tribute is we're not going to sing the rest. We actually practiced these occasionally, but we didn't practice this one. So we knew ahead of time on some of the other ones.
This is why we agree that we both knew this song.
Well, some of us think we knew the song.
I did know it.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. Anyway, so there you go. Woohoo! All right.
Plus, I had to march to
Kool and
that
the Gang
song.
sings this. Let's keep it that way. Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
Like I said, social distancing karaoke.
and the other one we can't do yet. The
Why,
other,
they're not dead yet?
No, they're dead, but the
Oh.
video is being processed right now.
Oh, okay.
So I took your let's see, it's I took your Nietzsche. I took your report and uploaded it, and if it doesn't do it, well, I could play it off of the. All right, let's just do that one. Nietzsche had a report. I'm going to try to play it, see if it lets it play. Nope, it's not letting it play yet. So I could just do it.
That little rat. Brimstone's now on TLC.
Okay. Okay.
The little rat.
All right. Why is he a rat?
You're not on TLC.
I don't deserve to be on TLC.
The commercial you saw on TLC, Fox, and wherever else.
So why is he on TLC?
I don't know. That's why I'm going to watch the commercial
All right.
and find out.
All right. All right. I can do this thing. It's going to take an extra step, but we can do it. All right. There it is. All right.
It's for the Chopra and No Sereno law firm.
It's a commercial?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. This is the Nietzsche report. And we'll step out for this, because he can do it just well without us.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Nietzsche. I didn't call last week because I knew Mike had a lot of stuff to do, and I didn't want to interfere with that. I wanted to pay tribute to an actor that maybe a lot of you never heard of, because he's not exactly what you consider a big-time famous actor, but yet he was an actor that was in the business for decades, and he was on 2 successful series, and if you combine them, they were on a total of 16 years. So, I mean, he was in TV for a very long time, and that is Kevin Dotson, who passed away on September 6th. And the ironic thing about it was, for weeks I had been working on trying to get him to come on my show. There was a person who dedicates a site to one of his former TV shows, which I'll get to in a minute. I was really working on getting him on the show, and he was considering it. Him and his wife had just moved. They wanted to be closer to one of his sons because the son's wife passed away from cancer. Him and his wife had just moved to be closer to him and his grandkids. So I was very optimistic I was going to get him on, and then I guess from what I hear, he suffered a stroke and he did not wake up. They tried and tried, and he just never woke up from it, and it's really sad. He was 77 years old. You might think that's full life and stuff, and it is to a degree, but nowadays 77 isn't even that old. I mean, I've seen people well in their 80s, and they don't even look it. The first time I saw him was in a show called Kojak, and I don't know if people are familiar with that. I know Mike has to be familiar with Kojak. I'm sure Trish is. That was a successful cop show. It starred Telly Savalas, who was just a charismatic character on that show. He was famous for sucking on the Tootsie Roll Pop, and he has those catchphrases, who loves you, baby, you're beautiful. He would call people sweetheart. You know, he was just such a unbelievable character and a tremendous actor. And Telly Savalas had done so many things before Kojak, it was kind of surprising he did a TV series, but he just hit a home run with it. He won an Emmy. And Kevin Dotson was his right-hand man on Kojak. Kevin Dotson played Detective Bobby Crocker. You'd always hear Kojak whenever he needed him. He'd always yell, Crocker! Crocker! You know, he'd yell at him a lot. He loved him like a son. That was kind of like how the relationship was on the show. And one of the funniest moments I remember Telly Savalas was him and Crocker were someplace. They were investigating a murder. They didn't have enough evidence to arrest the guy for murder, him and his roommate, but Telly Savalas saw the house and saw how disgusting it was. And I'll never forget, he said to him, Crocker, arrest these 2 men for dirty housekeeping. And I mean, it was just a tremendous, tremendous show. And Kevin Dotson was my favorite character on that show. you always kind of root for the underdog. That's what I always kind of do. And he was just a tremendous actor on that show. He was very good at what he did, and he was a nice guy on the show, but he wasn't afraid to get mad when he had to. And, you know, one of the most famous episodes he did was there was a shootout, and he accidentally shot a woman, and she was paralyzed from the waist down, and he was dealing with that. Kojak was telling him not to worry about it. It happens. You can't beat yourself up about it. And he went off on Kojak. He said, I just shot an innocent woman. You carry that around in your gut, and you tell me how to react. And he kind of went off on him. Kevin was just a tremendous actor. When Kojak finished its run, Kevin did a few movies after that. He even did a short-lived TV show called Shannon. It didn't last. He was around for a few years, and then in 1982, the very successful drama series Knots Landing was entering its 4th season. In the beginning of the 3rd season, they had killed off the character that Don Murray played. He played Sid Fairgate. He was married to Karen Fairgate. And that's really what the show kind of revolved around, was them and the Ewins. Don Murray prematurely left the show, and they had to have somebody with Karen. You know, they needed a new love interest. So Kevin Dobson was brought on to Knots Landing. He started dating Karen right away in that series, and that first season he was on, they got married right off the bat. The one thing about Knots Landing, Dynasty, Dallas, all those shows, if you watch them, you see the couples, they're married, then they cheat on each other, they get divorced, they marry again, they have problems nonstop. But the character that Kevin played, Mac McKenzie, and the character that Michelle Lee played, his wife Karen McKenzie, those two always stayed together, so they were always kind of like the staple of the show. They were the heart and soul of a married couple on that show. They fought at times, and they disagreed at times, but they always stayed together, and they were always faithful to one another. And Kevin just played a similar, like, he wasn't a cop on this show, he was a lawyer, but he was a similar character to his Bobby Crocker character. And he was just a tremendous actor. You know, I remember one episode that stood out to me about Kevin, and it was a powerful speech. They had just, Constance McCashin, who played Laura Avery, she had passed away on the show. They got rid of her character. I think it was a budget cut. And they were having her funeral, and she left a goodbye video. Well, her ex-husband was very upset because the Laura character decided to die alone. She had cancer, and she did not die with her friends. She went away to die. And it bothered him, and he said to all of them, I left her, but you let her down. And that's when Kevin's character stepped in and said, we didn't let her down, she let us down. And John Plachette, who played Richard Avery, was like, she let you down. And he was saying how she was wrong, we were her friends, but he also said, you know what, so what? It was her right to be wrong. And one of the most powerful lines he ever said, a lot of people could take from this, and it's very true. He said, you spend the time you can with the people you can. You don't look ahead, you don't look back, and you be damn thankful for what you have. And it was just a great line. And his character always had these powerful messages. I remember another episode, he kind of took an interest in a young kid. He had an idea this kid was being abused by his father. Well, the background on Kevin's character, Mac, is his father used to beat him when he was a kid, so he could relate to it. The kid was in denial. His father, he doesn't want to throw him under the bus. And Kevin's sitting in the car with him, and Kevin starts telling him how when he was 8 years old he spilled paint, and his father gave him 2 black eyes. And then there was another time, I don't know, he broke a lamp by accident, his father punched him in the stomach and stuff. And Kevin was saying, you know, I always thought it was my fault, but it wasn't. He goes, you don't have to tell me anything about your father. You don't have to tell me what he's done or what he hasn't done. Just tell me to take you somewhere else besides home. And the kid looked at him all serious and said, take me somewhere else. It was a good message because one of the viewers who watched that show saw him somewhere and said, Kevin, great show the other night. And Kevin never watched his shows. He said, which one? And he said, the one about your father beating you and stuff like that. He goes, ever since I watched that episode, I have not hit my kid. I learned that there's a better way to handle things. So he offered you a powerful message. And Kevin was just a tremendous actor. One thing I learned over time watching him in interviews, just watching him wherever it might be, is I saw a guy that was like you and me. He may have been an actor, he may have been a successful actor, but he wasn't full of himself. He wasn't self-righteous. He wasn't self-centered. He was one of us, you know. He was a real guy who pretty much just lived his life. He loved his family. He was married to his wife for 52 years, which just tells you all you need to know about him. Loved his children, and he's a great guy. And I regret that I didn't get to interview him, because that was something I really wanted to do. That was something that was a dream of mine. And, you know, one thing about dreams, they don't always come true, and we know that. You know, to think that you're always going to get those dream interviews, that's not orthodox, and we know that. That'll always be a regret that I didn't get to interview him, but he really left a mark and an impression on me. Watching him on TV and stuff, I just saw a guy who just looked like the way we would be, an everyday person, a guy who really was just genuinely a very, very nice man. Very upsetting to see that he passed away, especially how it happened. Anytime it's sudden, it's never a good feeling, because sudden might be good for the person because they're not suffering, but it's not good for the people left behind. It really isn't. And I just hope he didn't suffer. He definitely was in a coma, but I hope he didn't suffer. But he was definitely one of the greats in Hollywood. Maybe not somebody that you would quote a Hall of Famer, but he was one of those great people that Hollywood was very lucky to have. And guess what? I mean, if you look at his body of work, he was on Knots Landing for 11 years. He was on Kojak for 5 years. He did 200, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe he did 275 episodes of Knots Landing, and he did 118 episodes of Kojak. So, you know, you do the math. That's close to 400 episodes in TV. That's pretty impressive. It really is, on 2 successful series. And he definitely left his mark. Listen, Kojak was an iconic series. It was on 5 years. Knots Landing was on for 14 seasons. I mean, need I say more? He was a terrific guy and a terrific actor. And if you ever got the chance to watch him, I know you would agree with me. And it's a sad day, it really is, you know, but I choose to try to remember the positives. And there was never a negative about this guy. There really wasn't. You never heard anything negative about him. He was a terrific human being. And I'm going to miss him. TV's going to miss him. It's a big loss for everybody. And I just felt he deserved the tribute. And that's what I love about Trash Talking Radio, because it gives me the opportunity to pay tribute to guys who may not get that same tribute somewhere else. So I really thank Mike for always giving me the opportunity to do that. Now, I will tell you this, that I do plan on interviewing Mike soon. That is the goal. You know, we're going to make it happen. It's going to be a great interview. It really is. And I look forward to it. And I'm just glad Mike's okay. We all know what he went through in the last month. So I just hope that when 21 comes, it's a better year for him and all of us. Let's hope so. God knows this has been the worst year ever. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
So that means I got to get a hold of Nietzsche and give him all the good inside information, huh?
Well, that was a Nietzsche report for this week, and I appreciate him with his topics and information and stuff like that. So I enhanced it, as you can see. Every time I do one of these, I do it a little different, and this time I found fun facts that I could put in with this report.
Cool.
And video clips and stuff. I never thought I'd find the Shannon video clip, but it was there. It was funny because I didn't think it would be there. So thank you, Nietzsche, for
I'm glad that he was definitely involved with veterans.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That information, Nietzsche didn't talk about that. And when I found that stuff, I thought, oh, we got to put that in there because I know you have a fondness for guys that give back. And, you know, that guy definitely gave back because he had a lot to do with military, taking care of the military and all that stuff. So,
and I know we were talking off the air, and it's ironic because, you know, before I knew of that, it was 1 year ago today that I saw my dad receive his Quote of Valor for being a veteran.
Well, I'm glad he got it before.
Me too.
Not after.
I don't think they'd give it after.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it being a year already for that. And then I remembered that was the time where, you know, he had just come out of the hospital and I was just thinking, to me, I had no way of knowing. But I kept saying, I'm only going to give him 6 months. He's going downhill so fast. And I was right. And I hate that I was right.
It is what it is. There's not anything anybody can do about it.
He is in a better place now. I know that.
Maybe.
He is. He is. Trust me, he is.
Anyway, back to the show. I have a little test for you.
Oh, God.
And I know...
Haven't we had enough problems?
I love to do these little tests because it tells me whether you're paying attention or not. Now, this one is an interesting... This is... you will get...
I will get 5 out of 6 wrong.
There's only 5.
Then I'll get 4 out of 5 wrong.
No, I believe you'll do better than that. And the topic is female wrestlers whose parents... No, is it a parents? Let me read this right. Yes. Female wrestlers whose father or parents, I will say, one of the parents was a wrestler first.
Charlotte Flair.
There you go. Told you get okay. There's another one you know. There's another one. I know for sure you know 2 of them because she was on the show. The one girl.
Okay, Charlotte Flair.
No, I never did watch Kojak. My dad watched Kojak, but I did not watch it.
I watched it once in a while.
At that point, I wasn't really as interested in cop shows as I would be now, but at that, I mean, I was what?
Still trying to... Hart, Natty Hart.
Yes, Neidhart.
Yeah.
Is her last name. That's 2 of them. You got 2 of them. The one you probably don't know, the other one, father was on the show, and is dead. He's dead.
There's a lot of people that are dead.
Well, once they come on the show, they kill themselves, so that would be... one you aren't going to know for sure.
Okay, then tell me that one.
The one you're not going to know is Carmella. Her father was a jobber in the 90s.
Okay.
So you wouldn't know her.
Right.
You wouldn't know her father. Her father was Paul Van Dale.
Okay. What about Mike Rotunda's daughter?
She is not in wrestling.
Oh, I thought she was.
But good try. There's another one in there that you love the father, and actually his son is wrestling now, and his daughter is going to be wrestling soon. And actually there's another one like that too that isn't on the list that I would give you credit for. That I talked about it a couple weeks ago. And let's see, well, not Hogan, but as big as Hogan. And
Rock?
Yes, his daughter is becoming a wrestler.
That's right.
But she's not on the list, but I'm going to give you credit for her.
Okay.
So you got 2, and the other, there's 5 of them. You got 2. You got this one, and you got that one. But you should be able to get at least one more of them because...
Okay, so we said Charlotte. We said...
And it's someone we've had on the show's father. I mean, someone we've had on the show, his daughter. He is dead. We know him well.
We know him well. We know a lot of people well. We've
died,
been doing this
who died that we know well, that I worked with constantly. Well, not constantly, but a lot. And you worked with him.
Tito.
He's not dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Wow.
His daughter is Tamina.
Oh, wow.
And she is one of the WWE girls.
Nice.
And the last one I guess I'll have to give you because the father is Rey Mysterio. Okay. The son is Dominic. And the daughter is Aliyah.
Oh, I didn't know he had a daughter.
Yes, he has a daughter, and she's training. Wow. She's training in NXT.
Oh, cool!
So the 5 that on this list are Charlotte, Aliyah, Natalie, Tamina, and Carmella. And I didn't, like I said, I wasn't going to.
You said Natty Neidhart, but you wouldn't. She wasn't on the list.
Yes, she is. Natalia.
Oh, okay. She changed her name now.
No, her name is Natalia.
Oh.
Or Natty Neidhart. But the other one that you got is the Rock's daughter.
Yeah.
That she's not officially a wrestler yet, but she's working on it. So, see, you didn't do that bad. All right. Let me see here. Do I care about this? I don't know why I put this on the list. I guess because she's such a Christian. I don't know.
Who?
I don't know. Maybe I will put it on the list, so I'll just cover it, I guess. Candace Cameron
Oh, yeah.
defends handsy photo with husband. Like, I don't understand why that's even an issue. He's her husband. Why are we making a big deal out of this? Is this something that, you know? I'm happy that they can do that.
Well, I think the reason that it was brought to light is, first of all, she is a Christian. She is a very devout Christian.
Okay, so she was handsy with somebody that was not her husband. I would have a problem with that, but it's none of my business.
But it's the fact that, husband or not...
Oh, he's got his hand on her butt.
And,
Deal.
I mean, when she was on Dancing with the Stars, she would not even wear one of those skimpy, revealing costumes because of her beliefs.
Okay.
She had to be covered up.
It says here, recently posted a picture of herself with her husband. Her husband's name is Valerie.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. He's a retired hockey player. Was seen with his hand on her breast.
Well, that looks like her butt there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's really a more of a butt thing, but okay. I mean, I think that everybody just needs to mind their own business. I don't.
They're married. They have the license. They have the ring.
License to touch.
Yeah.
I also sent a message to Too Close to Touch. They had a. I got to find this. I'll see if I can find this. They had a. Let me see. Where do I do this? They had a. Where's it at? How do I find the stuff that I'm supposed to be looking for? Oh, that's it. Home. Okay. Mason. Oh, why didn't it come up? Oh, wrong keyboard. Mason. I got 3 keyboards here, so.
That's why you should color code them. So that they match your trackballs.
Mason, not Mason. Of course, I don't know his last name. Freaking A. There it is. Okay. Okay. This is the really a funny thing. Too Close to Touch said, we used to get a lot of crap for our band name. That all stopped after the pandemic started. Too Close to Touch.
I saw that, and when I saw that, it was like I screenshot. I was like, I wonder if Mike saw this.
Yeah, I did. So that's funny. I also like this. I know I'm thinking in 3020 logic here, but what if Apple put a laser pointer as an option for the flashlight? Because you never know when there might be a cat around. So anyway, that's my Too Close to Touch information. I just thought I saw those and I thought it was funny. This is weird. San Francisco salon owner closes shop after Nancy Pelosi face mask controversy. So, do you know what the face mask
Do you know if anybody's made face masks that look like Nancy Pelosi?
I hope not.
Me neither, because it would be awful if people were wearing them.
Well, I don't think that that's the controversy. The controversy is the owner of the San Francisco salon is shutting down her business after a controversy surrounding her House Speaker Nancy Pelosi not wearing a mask inside. The owner of E-Salon said on Tucker Carlson Tonight that the salon was closing. I'm not blaming. I'm actually done in San Francisco and closing my doors, unfortunately, blaming the criticism she received from the Pelosi incident. And she said she lived in San Francisco for 15 years and is afraid to go back. So I received a ton of phone calls, text messages, emails, all my Yelp reviews saying that they hope I go under and that I fail. So just a lot of negativity. Once again, hair salons are such a you know, I didn't even want to go to the barber when I got my hair cut. I mean, it just, I don't want to be around that. But that's, I don't know.
But it's just like any other business. If you take the precautions, if you have a business and you take the guidelines that the CDC and the governor and everybody's doing, and you follow them, you know, whether it's limited capacity, whether it's, you know, the social distancing, everything. I mean, you can still run your business. It's just not going to be what you're used to.
Yeah. I just think that some people need to keep their nose where it belongs. Keep your nose in your lane. Las Vegas.
You love Las Vegas,
love
the city
Las
that
Vegas.
never sleeps.
I did love Las Vegas. Not as much anymore because Las Vegas is a ghost town. It says here Las Vegas, oh, it's a ghost town. Where even the strippers put up signs saying, sorry, we're clothed. And,
wow.
I mean, the thing is, there's nobody there.
Right. Yeah, because think about the strip clubs that are down, if they were down to like 25% capacity or,
right,
you know, 50, they're not going to make money.
No, they're not. And it's sad, but it's really kind of, I wouldn't plan on going there until this is all cleared up. And it's really sad. It says here, for a few places that have been left unaffected by the pandemic, perhaps nowhere has had its devil-may-care attitude rocked as much as the narrow pocket of Nevada. Casinos, hotels, and shows which generated $60 billion in tourist revenue are either almost empty or shuttered. The entertainment mecca of the Strip, which attracted 49.5 million people in 2019 around the world, including 500,000 from the UK, is neglected and deserted. 50-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty is wearing a mask, while no one is clamoring by a selfie by the neon lights. So, I mean, you look at these, this is the way it was.
Yeah.
And this is the way it is. There's nothing there. And it's just bizarre. The famous fountains outside the Bellagio, which typically attracted and packed 2 or 3 deep, is dormant.
Wow.
The steady roar of planes bringing tourists has stopped. The empty skies are ashen, a result of the California wildfires being fanned from the neighboring state. And it's just really weird to think about it. Even Vegas's strip joints are no more. Little Darlings tried to stay open, offering coronavirus-free dancers and nude, hand sanitizing wrestling. It's now shuttered, saying, sorry, we're closed.
I saw on Facebook that a federal judge in Western Pennsylvania, they ruled the governor's stay-at-home and business closure orders to the pandemic unconstitutional, saying it violated violated the First Amendment as well as the equal protection clauses of the 14th Amendment. But
I don't know.
think about it. He's
know.
responsible for the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Okay? He's trying to think of, you know, every person in this state and how to protect them the best way he knows how. Yes, okay, it might be violating it, but really, I mean, this just happened all at once.
Right.
So, you know, some people just have it up their butt the wrong way, and they just need to crap it out and get over it.
Well, you know, it's Vegas is a big thing to, you know, to give you an idea. Pip the Magic Dragon.
Oh my goodness!
Is talking about how everything fell. He was everywhere. I mean, he was like on buses. He was on big buildings and everything, and it just went from.
My name's Pip the
Dragon.
You might have heard of my older brother, Steve.
And he was on trucks.
Wow.
I mean, everything was gone.
This is my sidekick, Mr. Biffles.
And he has his dog.
Aww.
And the thing is, you know, that's his assistant. And they had lots of Vegas was big, but now you got nothing. I'm trying to not get in trouble for this, so I'm playing in short segments. She brings her stuff out of the... maybe I could do it this way, yeah. Maybe that'll do it. She brings her stuff out of the
dryer.
Dryer, yes, that's it. And he's working out with his dog. But it's just kind of weird because, you know, he goes out on the streets. I wonder if I missed that part. Wait a minute here. Where are two? Hold on here. There's one of the...
Oh, she's doing housework on a Segway.
Okay. I didn't know if I missed it or not yet. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay. I didn't miss it. Okay. There he's taking a bath.
He's doing laundry the fun way.
There they're drawing petals. There's her drawing.
Aww.
This was funny. So they both are working on Rubik's Cube. So he's just having problems getting it done. And
Well, he could do it the way I always did. I was taking it apart.
He did it. It's just funny. Oh, here we go. He's practicing the flying dog.
Oh, wow.
I know, pup. So there we go. Boom. Come on, shoot. Boom.
Oh!
Got to practice your stuff. What, puppy? I know you want something. Anyway, just is kind of sad because, you know, nothing's going on, and so nobody's making any money. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're a Vegas performer, you're shut down for the most part. So it's sad, but
that's where they should try to perform, like Facebook Live or Zoom.
But you don't make money doing that.
I know.
And that's the thing. Everybody wants to make money. You know, I was talking to Ken about doing some originals and stuff on a show and on our own, you know, on our own streams.
Right.
But then now the Zuckerberg came out with a strange new announcement that even original music can't be played without a license. And how do you have a license for your own music?
Wow.
That's just, it's ridiculous. But I understand that he's trying to protect himself, but just stupid. But, all right, anyway. I just thought that was funny and wanted to play that because I'm a big Piff the Magic Dragon fan. And I want to try to help him get work. All right, now. Oh, this is good. Do you know who Rick Moranis is?
Didn't he play the dad on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yes, he did, actually.
Okay.
Well, Rick Moranis is back after 20 years.
Wow.
He was also on Ghostbusters, too, by the way.
Yes.
He was the bad guy in Ghostbusters. But he's back after 20 years, thanks to Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan Reynolds, it says here, actor Rick Moranis is back after acting hiatus. The reason he was on an acting hiatus is he wanted to raise his kids.
Of course, so after he shrunk them, he had to raise them back up.
Since he made money, he took the time off and did it. But the star announced that he's returning to the big screen with a new Disney film, but no one is expecting him in a Mint Mobile commercial alongside Reynolds. Reynolds starts the commercial setting up a celebrity introduction to a phone company's new unlimited plan. And to introduce it, we brought in an actor we've all gone too long without, the Deadpool character says. So it's really good to see. I mean, I was a big fan of his, but he has a limited thing that he's really kind of just a nerd all the time. And that's all I've ever seen him play. Moranis, who left Hollywood in the 90s to focus on his children after his wife died, then walks onto the screen for the first time in decades. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to say anything about Mint? Reynolds explains that the phone plan will sell itself, so Moranis doesn't have to say anything about it. So why am I here, Moranis says. I'm a huge fan. No, seriously. Massive, according to Reynolds. That's it, Moranis says. That's it.
Wow.
So that's just cool. I mean, but the fact that he gave up his career to raise his kids, he could have hired a nanny.
Yep.
But I can tell you, losing.
Yeah, I'm sure Hogan would have wanted that.
I'm
He
sure
was Mr. Nanny.
after being one who's lost a close one,
Right.
it's not that easy to just move on.
When there's children involved, like young children, it makes it worse.
I don't know.
I mean, I know you
sure
don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
But I can tell you, if I would have lost my dad when I was like 6, 7, it would have been very heartbreaking. I mean, I wouldn't be as emotional as I am now. It's still, I'm losing my dad. But, you know, I think my mom would have been in worse shape. Now, I don't know if they had discussed that whoever went first, that the next one move on. I don't know. Especially when there's young children. But if my dad would have died when I was 6 and my mom remarried, I don't know that I would have been able to call the new guy dad, because to me, he's not my dad. He may love me like his daughter, but I'm not his daughter.
He probably would have treated you better than... Anyway.
The thing is, if I really needed my dad, he was there.
Your new dad would be there, too.
I don't know.
And he would be. I know him.
You do?
Yeah.
Who?
Who's your daddy? Anyway, I got another test for you.
Oh.
This one...
I've been out of school a while. I don't do well in tests.
This one you probably won't pass anyway, but I'm going to give it to you.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, I didn't know the answer to this either. Okay, so the Monkees didn't write their music.
Right.
Do you know who wrote their music? If
The Bananas.
If you can name one of the two people that were primarily...
I almost said the Beatles.
No, they were pre-Beatles, believe it or not. These are the prefab four. They came out before the Beatles.
No, because see, I wasn't into the
But
the
when I tell
history
you
of the
one of them, you will actually say, "Okay, I could see that." The other one, the one is Carole King. I don't remember much of her music. The other one was Neil Diamond, and a lot of their music is very Neil Diamond-ish.
Yeah.
So when I read this, I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And then later on, they had who was the other people?
Here I am trying to scroll down.
So there's a newer artist. I mean, this artist would have been. He has to be a lot older than I think he is, but ever since the Monkees broke up for their time in 1970, they weren't prolific. They released one album in the 80s, one album in the 90s, and no albums in the 2000s. Because of this, it was rather surprising when they released 2 albums in the 2010s. One of them was 2016 Good Times, which features a surprising but fitting guest star. You're never going to guess who, but you know the name. Good Times, the song She Makes Me Laugh, which was written by Rivers Cuomo of Weezer.
Oh.
Weezer is a pop rock band that definitely shares some of their DNA. I kind of thought that was cool that, if I had a chance to do a song for them, I would do a song for them.
Well, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. But I guess, who is it that Davy Jones is dead, right? And
yes.
And which one's the other one that's dead? Is Dolan's dead? No, Dolan's not dead. I guess it's him. Because I think half of them are dead. I know at least Jones is dead. I think the only two left
Peter Tork has passed
away.
away.
That's it. Okay, so that means that the only two left is Nesmith and
Dolan's.
And Tork.
Dolan's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Nesmith and Dolan's.
Yeah. Dolan's is 73 and Nesmith is 76. So
they
literally could have one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw Nesmith a couple years ago, and it was all mostly country, but I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it. It was actually good. He he had an iPad or something up there with his lyrics because he couldn't remember them. I can relate to that. And they actually did a good job. And his son was playing guitar too. His son was like my age, and he plays guitar for him.
I remember when I saw Jan and Dean, they were at Grange Fair, and this was after Janet had that serious brain injury. They had his lyrics in front of him because he was having trouble remembering songs.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's but yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that they were. Oops, I don't want to send it to him. That would be stupid. I'll send this. Okay, that's what we want to do. Go back to my profile, and we'll send it to this too. There we go. Yeah, I think, I mean, the Monkees were really a part of a lot of our pasts, and, you know, it just as a matter of the fact that they were in the right place at the right time and put together by a corporation just like Journey.
Wow.
They were, I mean, Journey was put together by a company, not by the band members. And same with Styx. Styx was like that too. So that's just kind of funny. What is the only Monkey song that charted in the 1970s?
Hey, hey, we're the Monkees.
Good question. I don't know the answer to that. And let's find out.
I don't even know if it's right.
Let's see. The only... Oh My My was the only charting symbol. It sounded like this, I think. I don't remember ever hearing that song.
I don't either.
Let's go a little bit further. You know what it sounds like?
The 210 version.
It sounds like David Cassidy.
Oh!
It does sound like David Cassidy. That's funny. I never heard that song before, and I, would think that I would have heard that. Anyway, so that's a little Monkees trivia. So, where are we at here now? We had two tests. Two tests
in one.
Oh, here's the other thing I want to talk about. Tenet earned $6.7 million, and so the total box office is under $15 million.
Wow.
Theaters are in a world of hurt. Yeah, and anyone that thinks that is not the case, you think, oh, these are big corporations. These are big corporations with big bills for big buildings that they can't afford to pay. And that's why we're going to end up, losing a lot of theaters because who can afford to, if you can pick it up for an estate sale, then you can afford to do it. Like, for instance, chances are that little theater that I said that I liked that was up north, the one that you said you had a friend that knew the theater owner or something?
Right.
They're probably doing okay because their overhead is next to none, and they were playing old movies anyway. So if they make a little business that's better than...
To them, it's probably... Their business probably grew.
Yeah, because when I was there was practically nobody in the place anyway, and they were still around. So, but if you're an AMC or if you're a freaking Regal or one of those others, you're going to have problems making it. And especially now. It says here, aided by 100,000 additional theater openings, Tenet fell only 29% in its second North American weekend. That's a good hold, except that it was, they spent $200 million on this movie, and this movie has made $15 million. They're so far from making their numbers.
Wow.
And it's really sad because this is a Christopher Nolan movie, and I would love to see it, but I'm not going out to see it. I am not really ready to go to a theater yet.
Nope. And
there's plenty of me out there. There's plenty of people that are really not ready to see it, But somebody went. I know one person that went to a movie recently, and they said it was not crowded. And
well, that's the way we like it.
That's the way I like it. Yeah, but they're not going to stay in business that way.
Right.
So, All right. Anyway, next. Okay, where's all my stories?
Did they upload?
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. All right. Well, we'll just I'll just have a couple more tests coming up. Anyway, Trump says he's going to try something different. He's going to try to negotiate a third term as president. Because, you know why? Because he's entitled to it.
You know, that would be funny if they could. If he could turn that around and get a third term as president. I mean, he's president. He should be able to.
One president do that. Was it? I'm not sure who it was, but I know that there was one I want to say it was late 1800s, early 1900s. I want to say late 1800s.
I think two.
There's one that I'm thinking of.
Okay, because it went.
I think it's late 1800s.
Because it was Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce. Then it goes to Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Harrison.
Wait, hold on. Look at the dates.
There's only two.
There it is.
Cleveland.
How many years was he in?
That was only 2 terms.
Yeah, but 1893 to 97.
That's 4 years.
4 years.
85 to 89 is 4 years.
All right.
Okay.
97 to, okay, that's 4 years. 901 to 909. 909 to 913. 13 to, that's 7.
21.
Wait.
21 to 23. 23 to 29. Coolidge was 6 years. 7.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think 2 is the maximum you're allowed to have.
Well, it
2
is,
terms.
but unless you, I thought there was somebody that had 3 terms, that he got it.
Wait a minute. Was it, hold on.
No, he only had half a term.
Right, but wasn't he, if he was vice president before, didn't he finish out?
He still would have been 2 terms because he was a 1-term president.
I thought there was, didn't know if it was him, but I thought there was one president that finished out as, like, he was vice president and then finished out the president's term and then went and did his own.
That would be 4. That was 4.
Okay.
Except I don't think he ever had his own term.
That's at least 3 years.
Yeah, because he didn't have his own term.
Okay.
Do a search for president who served 3 terms. See if there is. Maybe I'm making it up. I could be making it up. Because I really thought there was somebody because of something that was going on. There it is. 3 consecutive terms. There it is.
Roosevelt.
I knew there was one.
Wow.
I was going to say it was him, but I just thought I didn't have enough confidence.
So let me look back. If I go back to this.
Right? Is it
33 to 45.
There you go.
Yeah, wow.
I told you it was one.
See, I thought it would have been set like this, but I guess they did Grover's this way because he was here, then here, then
No,
here.
because he wasn't consecutive.
Right.
They weren't
Okay.
consecutive terms. There was some that had a first term and then. See, if you're not real careful, you're going to learn something on this show.
I just did. That's scary.
I was hoping I was right. I was hoping I didn't make it up. But I thought it was a Roosevelt.
Wow.
And it was because there was a war going on, and because of that, there is something where the president can actually demand a 3rd term, according to the Constitution, I guess. But I do remember this. Oh, you should have pulled up Franklin's.
I thought that's what I did.
No, you just pulled up Gerald Ford. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that he actually did that. Okay. let's see. The first one he defeated
Hoover.
Roosevelt or Hoover. Yeah. Let's see. Here it is. The United States re-elected FDR in 1940 for a third term, the only president to serve more than 2 terms. With World War II looming after 1938, Roosevelt gave strong diplomatic and financial support to China, the United Kingdom, and eventually the Soviet Union, and the U.S. remained officially neutral. Following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, see, all that stuff had to do with Pearl Harbor. I think he probably paid them off to attack so he could get his third term. That's what Trump would do, too. Yeah. It's kind
Okay,
of...
so now I have to do this.
What's that? Why can't I sleep?
No, I know that.
That's what it said.
I know, but that's...
Why can't I sleep? I don't know. If you listen to the show long enough, you'll go to sleep. Why can't presidents serve 3 terms? Well, they can.
Okay, I thought there was another reason.
Well, I mean, it's...
The 22nd Amendment, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. And if someone takes over as president for 2 years or more, such as when Ford did it after Nixon resigned, then they can only be reelected once. So that's what I was thinking. When you said 3 terms, that's why I thought... I knew there was one that he was vice president. He finished out, he went to president and finished that out. Then he was elected president. But I didn't know. I thought if he was doing that twice... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, there you learn something.
This is scary. I hated this subject in school.
Well, it hated you, too.
I'm sure. Ugh.
All right. Where are we at? Okay.
So if you're homeschooling, don't listen to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good trivia question.
That is true.
I got you on that one.
Yes. That's because you're a genius.
No, it's just, I know stupid trivia. It makes me sound like a
I know
genius.
redneck trivia.
All right. Anyway. So, that's where are we at here? Did I post that?
We're trying to figure out if Trump's going to go for a 3rd term as president or not.
I need this other one. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't. Did I post this already? I don't know if I did or not.
I wonder
Yep.
if his wife would be all for it.
I don't know. You have to ask her
I mean,
next time.
think about it. She's living in the White House. She's got the private security. Yeah, I could see her saying, "Yeah, go for a 3rd term, honey. I don't really want to pack up and move."
Come on. You think she actually packs her own stuff?
I know she doesn't, but she doesn't want to have to hire somebody to do that.
Oh, wait a minute. What did... Oh, that... I didn't read the article out loud. I say, says here, Trump said on Saturday once more he suggested the term that he might spend 3 terms, 12 years in office, saying he was probably entitled to it. Trump at times throughout his presidency has suggested he'd spend more than 2 terms. If he does that, he's going to definitely...
make history.
Oh, yes. And probably cause a riot with the Republicans.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, actually Republicans and the Democrats, because I don't think the Republicans like him either.
They're going to say it's unconstitutional. It only says 2 terms.
Give somebody else a chance. The Constitution's 22nd Amendment, which was ratified in 1951, established that the president may not serve more than 2 terms. Before the ratification of that amendment, Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected. I should have just read that instead of having you look it up, because it's right here. He was elected 4 consecutive times, serving 12 years as president before his death in 1945. So there you go. I don't know how he's going to do it, but President Trump said on Saturday, once again, he suggested interest in serving 3 terms, telling attendees of the campaign event in Nevada that he was probably entitled to an additional 4 years following the hypothetical 2nd term. And after 52 days from now, we're going to win Nevada, and we're going to win 4 more years in the White House. And Trump told the mostly maskless, non-socially distant crowd of his support on Saturday. After that, we'll negotiate, right? Probably because we're probably based on the way we were treated. We're probably entitled to a fourth after that. So he thinks he's going to get a third and a fourth. Hey, I'm not going to...
You're allowed to dream.
Trump has done most of the things he said he was going to do. So I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny that this is coming up now. I think he should wait till he wins the second one before he gets all cocky. But it'll be interesting. Hit the button again.
Wow.
Okay. So you were talking about not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
Well, losing weight could be down to one forgotten lifestyle factor.
Sleep.
When it comes to weight loss, diet and exercise are usually thought of as the key factors that will achieve results. However, sleep is an often neglected lifestyle factor that also plays an important role. The recommended sleep, how much do you think?
You're supposed to get 8 hours average a night.
It says 7 to 9. But many people sleep far less than this. Research has said that sleeping less than the recommended amount is linked to having a greater body fat, and increased risk of obesity, and can influence how easily you lose weight on a calorie-controlled diet. So, typically, weight loss is usually to decrease the body fat while retaining as much muscle mass as possible. Not obtaining the correct amount of sleep can determine how much fat is lost and how much muscle mass you retain on a calorie-restricted diet.
Well, Tuesday nights are the only nights that I know I will not get 8 hours of sleep.
You're welcome.
And I'm okay with that. But the past 2 nights have not gone well.
I agree. I mean, because I'm seeing you sending me messages at midnight and 1 o'clock.
And you know that's not me.
And I figure either someone got your account or you are not asleep. But anyway, one study said that sleeping 5.5 hours over a 2-week period while on a calorie-restricted diet in less fat loss when compared to an 8.5-hour night is resulted in a greater loss of fat-free mass, including muscle. So I didn't know about this. I just thought you'd find it interesting. So,
yeah, when you have a spring that pops up through the mattress, scrapes the hell out of your leg that you didn't know was...
I don't get that.
Lucky you.
Hey, I have a bed.
I mean, that hurt. And then, of course, I think, some stresses from that thing I have every day. It's called a job. I think that does it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I just think there's a lot of things going on, and I just need to let it go.
It lasts throughout the year. So, yep, okay. I don't remember if you gave me this one, so I'm just going to say it. Dated 1920, a postcard finally gets delivered. Thank you, U.S. Mail.
Oh,
it only took them, 100 years?
A decade.
100.
Yeah, century.
100 years. That's funny.
Did it go to the wrong address?
I have no idea how it got there. I just know that it got there.
Well, I think I didn't read this article, but I'll bet you I could give it a pretty good guess.
Well, here we go. We'll find out.
If it's anything like what I was dealing with today...
Actually, let's watch the video, because the video could tell us. Why should we have to guess? Why should we be the ones that... Okay, finally, dated 1920, a postcard finally gets delivered. A Michigan resident received the postcard in her mailbox this week. Could you imagine getting that and saying, what the? What is going on here? And let's see what it says here. So, gotta wait for the next screen. Michigan resident Brittany Keach was baffled when she found a postcard dated October 29th, 1920 in her mailbox. Ah, then it's not 100 years. It's 99.9999. The Halloween-themed postcard is full of a personal family letter, providing the kind of quick update one might send in a text message or in a social media. That's true. Think about that. Before we had texting and phones and all that, everything was done via mail.
Yeah.
And it's not now. Now nothing. I mean, I
I
don't even
can
get
remember
mail.
getting the postcards from my grandparents when they would spend the winters in Florida that says, having a great time, wish you were here.
And they didn't really wish you were here. The postcard is addressed to a Mrs. Roy McQueen in Belding, Michigan.
Now, it would be freaky if Mrs. Roy McQueen actually lived at that same address.
I think she would be dead if it's 100 years.
You don't know that some people live to be 100.
Well, yeah, but she would be probably more than 100, because that would mean that they sent it on her birthday. It's not clear whether the postcard is where the postcard has been during the intervening decades or why it took so long. You know, if I had, that'd be kind of cool. You like go out and find a postcard at a flea market or something that was sent to somebody that's old, and then resend it with a new stamp to that address.
Well,
that would be funny.
I watched an episode of the Alaskan Bush People yesterday, and they were tearing down a neighbor's cabin to use the wood to build shelters for their animals because winter's coming. And they found maps buried in the wood that were like back from the 1800s. And the one girl thought it was a treasure map and whatnot. But what probably happened with this is, since the coronavirus is forcing businesses to shut down and close, this postcard probably fell down behind a desk or something where nobody cleaned it till they're cleaning out the building.
Why would they send it all of a sudden?
They just didn't look at it. They're like, oh, here's a piece
come
of mail.
on.
We're just going to send it. That way, we don't know how long it's been back there. This way we can say, yep, we sent it.
That's really wild.
Okay, my imagination does work.
Keach said that if she could not find a relative of the McQueens, she's planning
That's
to
cool.
present it to the local museums. I mean, think about the stamp on it. The stamp on it alone is worth something.
Unless it was a forever stamp. And then they don't know what they paid for it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was a stamp collector when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had a stamp, there's some stamps that I got for virtually nothing that were worth a lot of money. And if it's that old, a stamp like that, this actual postcard would be worth something to someone that was a stamp collector, just because it was so old.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But I kind of like the idea the lady had, that if it was, if she could find a relative or something, that would definitely be something memorable.
Yes, it would. So I have...
Not another quiz. I'll fail it. I know I will.
No, I don't have it yet. Not yet. But I do have... This is the bizarrest thing. If you were a business, would you do this? This business apologized for offensive sign that sparked protest.
What did it say? We're closed?
Fred's Breakfast Club of New Hope was the one that did this.
Oh, buddy.
And I'm telling you, there are a lot of stupid people out there.
What did the sign say?
Hold on, I'll get there. We'll get there. It is the stupidest thing I have seen in ages, and I can't imagine anyone that... Oh, I can skip the ad. Why don't I do that? That would be good. Okay. Okay, stop.
Poppy.
Now I need sound. Okay, Oregon driver stopped... Wait, that's not... Oh, this must be... Okay, so I'll have to do it the other way. Okay. That's a fool. Okay. This is only in Pennsylvania. On Thursday, the Bucks County NAACP posted a picture of a sign inside Fred's Breakfast Club in New Hope. This is not that far from us. It's about 2 or 3 hours. The sign features a message that was reportedly sent in as a humorous application for membership. It tells a joke about someone trying to get their dog signed up for welfare.
Oh, jeez.
Here's what it said. I ate breakfast at Fred's in New Hope this morning and was really disappointed in seeing this sign on their wall. It's Fred's Breakfast Club of New Hope. And the sign said, this morning I went in to sign up my dogs for welfare. At first, the lady said the dogs are not eligible to draw welfare. Then I explained to her that my dogs are mixed in color, unemployed, can't speak English, and have no clue who their daddies are. They expected me to feed them, provide them with housing, medical care, and feel guilty because they are dogs. So she looked in her policy book to see what it takes to qualify. My dogs get their first check Friday.
That is so wrong. Right, because everybody knows that is a joke. But or they should. But to post it?
That's just wrong. And it's really sad because, especially in this day of disrest,
yes,
you just can't make fun of things like this. This is just going over the line. And so...
Yeah, it's one of those that unless you know it's a joke... I mean, if I wouldn't have known that was a joke, I probably would have been offended. But, I knew it was a joke because I've seen it before. Yeah, it's just not right.
It's sad that people can't seem to understand that our country's at disrest.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't take much to make it tip one way or the other. And instead of making fun of things like this, we just can't. We don't need to talk about things like this. We don't need to make light of people's feelings for the welfare and stuff. And I just think it's really stupid. I do have a feel-good clip.
Good.
You want to see a feel-good clip?
Of course.
This is very cool. This is a clip about a dog and a pony.
Aww.
The dog
This ain't no dog and pony show.
It is a dog and pony show. The dog is a regular dog, but the pony is very malnourished.
Aww.
And it's they just brought it into the farm. So Sammy was found wandering the streets. Look how malnourished that thing is.
Emaciated.
Yeah, that too. The vet found the horse was 100 pounds underweight and with painful dental issues and birth defects.
Wow.
So somebody abandoned this horse. Darlene Kindle of a nonprofit organization was contacted, and this has a good ending, by the way. The vet suggested it might be best to euthanize it.
Euthanize it.
But Darlene didn't give up. She asked the vet, does he have the will to live in his eyes? The vet immediately said yes. Darlene said, okay, I'll take him.
Wow.
Now I got to tell you, this reminds me of Buddy. Buddy was not, he was abused. He was not like this, but he was abused, and many probably wouldn't take him because of his aggressiveness. And I took him because I thought he was a good-looking dog, and I thought he had a lot of potential. I didn't realize how aggressive he was till I got him home. But through love and care, he's now a great dog, and every girl I ever met wants him.
Of course.
So.
Well, look at Brandy. When you first got Brandy,
she hated men.
And you wormed your way into her heart.
Worm's not a good word.
Not for a dog, but...
I used my love and skill. Anyway, the poor creature was skin and bones, as we can see by this picture, but showed a clear will to get better.
Aww.
But this is the best part. Molly is Darlene's gorgeous golden retriever. She's always happy and loves everyone. So Molly has an exceptional sense if an animal doesn't feel good or is sad. And her role on the farm has become, what do you think?
Doctor.
Making the scared and mistreated animals feel at home.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is, to me, I was so... on Sammy's first night, Molly seemed to know he was in need of love and affection. I mean, that horse was really badly abused. She gently introduced herself, and they became good friends.
Wow. That is so cool.
It was like Molly was telling Sammy, everything's going to be all right. And it gets better, as you can see. Sammy suddenly seemed to calm down. Beautiful interaction went viral. Wait till you see how Sammy looks now. Sammy had a long recovery ahead of him. And Molly was there. See, I like these little fun things, because I talk about bad things all the time. And with Ciro's help, determined help, he was quickly improved. And a few months later, he has straw on his arm. The scrawny pony is now barely recognizable.
Wow. That is so cool.
Living a happy life today as he plays with the...
He had to learn to trust again.
There we go. Molly's still there.
Oh, that is so cool.
And I just thought that was a cool thing. You know, the empathy in animals.
Oh, yeah.
Something
Definitely.
we can all learn. Is that mine or yours?
That's yours.
Oh. I don't know who is trying to contact me in the show, but I kind of like this clip because they're good friends. They're good buds. So
that is so sweet.
Yeah, I thought you would like that. That's an awesome thing. So yeah, I got this off of LinkedIn. Every once in a while they have something good, and I decided I wanted to post it. So there you go.
That is so cool.
See who it was. Good. Trump deserved the third term. The loony liberals are insane. Well, that's true. That's true. It's from our friend at the movies.
Okay.
Remember Carlton?
Hi, Carlton.
Yes. So
now we know who contacts you during the show.
This because I'm not going to talk about that. Let's move on to the next one. This is interesting. All right, where do I start? Jeez. All right. This happened in Compton. And
Straight out of Compton?
Straight out of Compton. I want you to see what happened. We had two cops. One's a female, I think she's 32, with kids at home. And the male was 27 or something like that. So, here you see the cop car. And this coward goes up to the cop car and shoots in the window and tries to kill him. They didn't do anything. They were just sitting there at the... they were just sitting... I forget what they were doing, but they were... I think they were at lunch or something. And runs away. It says here, 2 Los Angeles County sheriff deputies were shot Saturday evening in Compton in what authorities say was described as an ambush. No, I don't need the music. The shooting occurred at 7 p.m. near the Blue Line station at 275 Willowbrook Avenue. And, nope, now he can talk.
Assemblyman Reggie Jones Sawyer said that was a cowardly act. The 2 deputies were doing their job, minding their own business, watching out for the safety of the people on the train, and seeing somebody just walk up and just start shooting on them, it pisses me off. They're both suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. They're out of surgery right now, so we're going to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. One is a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old boy. Her husband is here with them. The other one is a 24-year-old.
Yeah, it's sad. There's just really... I can't fathom why anybody would do that. There's no rhyme or reason for someone to do that. I mean, there are some bad cops. I will be the first to say that there are bad cops. But there are certainly far more worse people than most of the cops. And someone like that, I would consider a coward. You know, sneaking up and then shooting them. And fortunately, they didn't die, as far as I know. Then, talk about bad cops.
Bad boys, bad boys.
This is so weird. This video shows sheriff's deputy fired after the video shows him repeatedly punching a man. First off, if you're a cop, think about this. You're on camera.
This is that fine line where he could say, I felt like I had to use force to get him to respond to me, to answer questions, or what should be, or whatever, and that they're supposed to overlook the police brutality.
2 sheriff's deputies in Georgia have been fired after being caught in video. Now, first off, they're already stupid because they're on video. Why would you do that? Because everyone has a camera on their phone, and they have cameras probably on their chest.
Body cams, yep.
And they may turn off the body cam, but there's still someone going to get you. And Atlanta, Georgia, is one of the worst areas because they're always getting in trouble for doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it says here the footage, which surfaced on Instagram, shows 2 deputies of the Clayton County Sheriff's Office restraining a man and striking him. One audibly shouts, "He bit my hand." The man, Roderick Walker, was a rideshare vehicle. This is so bizarre. So he was in a rideshare vehicle with his girlfriend and his child when the officers pulled the car over for a taillight violation. According to Walker's attorney, the child could be heard shouting "Daddy" in the background as the officers restrained him. Now, okay, so you're getting pulled over for something like that, and why are we... well, here's the reason. So, Williams told CNN that the 2 deputies demanded Walker's ID, becoming upset when he was asked why. Williams said that after Walker said he had not done anything wrong, the deputies told him to step out of the car, leading to the incident being captured on video. So here's the incident being captured on video, in case you would like to see it. This is a TMZ one. So all he did was say...
refused to give him his license.
Right. So they're pounding on him. And look at it. They got him in a chokehold. And they're covering his nose, stuff like that. Why? Just cuff him or, whatever you got to do. Shouldn't have to...
Sounds like it's a female.
Well, that's who's yelling, the person with the camera. He said he can't breathe. We're going to see another incident. These people, look, they're punching him in the head. What's the point of that?
Well, he's fighting back because he's trying to get free. And they probably see it as he's trying to escape, and they feel like their life's in danger.
Look, there's 3 cops there. 3 cops. Are you telling me that 3 cops cannot put him in handcuffs? And look at his face.
Oh, my goodness.
This is stupid. These people deserve to go and get fired and then thrown in jail themselves, because their job is not to beat up people. Yelling at her. Just stupid people.
You know what I think it is?
What? He's black.
Yeah.
Driving while black.
Yeah.
He's a DWB.
And because the officers, you have the Police Lives Matter, you have the Black Lives Matter, and, they're trying to say,
this is another one. This is another one here.
This is better than that.
This is another one. This guy's, I think he's naked. If he's not naked, he's really close to it. Oh, he does have pants on. Okay. Wait. Yeah, it looks like he's naked. Does he have pants on?
It's at night, so it's hard to tell.
Looks like it's snowing, but it's... Now look, they put a bag on his head. What is going on? Yeah, I think he is naked, because look, they're blurring.
They're blurring it, yeah.
Again, why the bag over his head?
I have to wonder...
And look, they're trying to tie the bag up.
Right.
And he can't breathe.
And I have to wonder, because of the fact that this is in winter, I mean, the date on that says March, okay? If he is drunk Or under the influence.
He might be. He's probably under the influence of something.
Under the influence of
I'm
drugs.
not saying. Yeah, I would say that.
The officers are going to really do anything they can, because if he's under the influence, he's really not going to fight back. You know, or maybe they're trying to get him to fight back, and then when they go to court, he can, you know, if the guy's like, I don't remember doing that.
Look, the guy's got his knee in his back of his head.
Yeah.
Again, his last audible gasp. I think he died.
Oh. That right there, that's where I would charge those officers with murder.
I think they did, actually. When I look at the names, I think they did. But it's ridiculous. There's just no reason for this.
You know, they probably thought because he's under the influence of something, they're going to use a bit more force in case he gets wild, not realizing, okay, he may not be wild. He may talk loud, he may yell, but that's because he's under the influence. I mean, come on.
Now Dateline, or area Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 2 arrested for trying to meet underage boys and girls for sex in Dauphin County. I make no bones about this. There's just, these kind of people cannot be fixed. These kind of people just need to be put away and maybe killed because they...
Well, we know there's a lot of drugs and stuff going on in Dauphin County. We know that.
But these people are looking for
it.
sex. These are looking for sex.
Exactly. And that's the stupid thing because, you know, yes, we understand that for some people, sex is an addiction. It's a drug of the non-medical kind. And it just...
I just think it's just, there's no way to fix these people. They're just going to do things wrong like that ongoing. Why is this freaking ad that big? Is there a way that I can move this? Can't read it because the ad is... Oh, okay, I got to read it this way. 2 men were arrested in Susquehanna Township this week when authorities caught them trying to set up sexual encounters with children through social media. Once again, you social media people, be smart. If you're going to do something to break the law, don't use social media. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Use social media and you'll never get caught. That's right. Everyone that wants to find and set up sex with young children should use social media and post boldly about it. And make sure that the police know. Ryan McMahon. This look McMahon.
No, it's McMahon.
You say it's McMahon. Anyway, Ryan, 34 of New Cumberland, Alan Ramirez Contreras, 28 of Harrisburg, were arrested Thursday when they went to the meetup locations. Hey, isn't that, what's that guy's name that used to do that all the time? Used to have the sexual, he would set up these things for people to get caught. What was his name?
John Walsh?
No, the other guy, the guy that did this. John Walsh lost his kid to those people, but this other guy used to go out and set up them, and when they got caught, he would, I wasn't going to do that. Oh, is that why you had the candy that we told you to bring? And do you remember that?
I remember that as an episode of Law and Order.
Oh well, they for a long time he did that, and then he got in trouble for something that he did. I don't remember what it was that he did, but it's so sad that these people are out there trying to meet up with these kids. I just don't understand. And the bail was only $20,000.
And the other part of this is these young kids, if they are not, I mean, they could be told about it. Don't get me wrong. Their parents are probably educating them, maybe not.
You know what happened?
But they still want to do it just to see if it's true.
No.
They want to do it because they were told they could.
A lot of these people are little kids, like girls that are trying to get away from her parents.
Yeah, they want attention.
And they figure that this person's offering them more than just sex. They're offering them a way out. Like, kind of what you're saying, but not exactly what you're saying. And unfortunately, there are, like, the boys are looking for a way out of their situation. They think this guy will offer them a place they can live, and that could be for either of those. It's really sad. I mean, there's nothing I hate worse than that type of thing, where
there are
people,
agencies
predators
out there that can help.
But there are predators like this that are constantly looking for kids that are trying to get out, trying to get away.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of families that are broken that the kids need that say they have an abusive stepfather or stepmother or whatever it is, that they need a way, they need to find another out. And unfortunately, this isn't the right way. This is really bizarre. South Dakota Attorney General involved in a fatal crash. Now, the fatal crash that he talked about, that he announced, he said, I hit a deer. That's not what he hit. He hit a person. According to this, State Attorney General
I thought there was something like that just happened in Center County.
Struck and killed a man while driving Saturday night. A death that was discovered after he initially told the police he had hit a deer. So Attorney General Jason Ravensburg, or Ravensburg, I don't know which, had told the Hyde County Sheriff's Office that he was uninjured after hitting a deer on the highway at 10:30 p.m. According to the release, the body of 55-year-old Joseph Boever, a pedestrian, was discovered Sunday morning. So the person, if you hit a deer or a person.
Not really, not if it's dark.
The thud would be a lot different, and the damage to the car would be a lot different.
I would agree with you on the damage, but I wouldn't agree with you on the thud.
Well,
because if you hit something solid, whether it's a deer, a building, or a person, you're still going to hear thud.
Yeah, but I believe that he was trying to hide something.
That, yeah.
I think he was scared because he hit a man, and he said it was a deer just to stay out of trouble.
And I saw an article like that it just happened in Center County. That the guy hit an Amish guy, and the Amish guy, I believe, died, but he thought he hit a deer.
Wow.
So the driver left the scene and then went back to see if the deer was okay.
Why did he leave the scene?
Because he thought it was a deer.
But why did he go back?
He wanted to make sure it was a deer.
Why didn't he just look the first time instead of leaving and going back?
I don't know.
Oh,
maybe his wife
man.
had to get somewhere. I don't know. It really didn't say.
I don't
but
know.
It was
That's
just
so weird. Oh.
It's Center County. Do I have to say anything else?
Yes. Well, that's last week's. So do you like the feel good story?
Yes.
Okay, I'll keep doing it then. And here's a.
I am all about feel-good stories because I'm tired of listening.
I agree with that. That's
to
why
the depressing stuff.
That's why I try to put a feel-good story in now. As you noticed, the past couple of weeks, I've found feel-good stories.
Yep.
The kids playing with their trucks and stuff, and I just want to start doing stuff like that.
We need to start being positive and enough. I mean, I'm not saying that the news isn't important. It is.
It isn't.
But sometimes enough is enough. We need to have that other balance.
I got to tell you something that's kind of funny. TBS, when I was younger, actually, probably when I was around college, so a lot younger, had a show called, it was a feel-good show. They didn't want to have bad news. It was good news. In fact, I think it was called Good News.
Okay.
It bombed. That's why I don't want to make too much good news, but I want to throw good news in there. All right, speaking of bad news, so Mercedes-Benz, we all know who Mercedes is, BMW.
Right.
Got in trouble because they're supposed to adhere to these strict guidelines on emissions, as everybody does. Everybody does. I say Mercedes-Benz because they were caught, and there's also Daimler was also caught cheating the system. So it says here, oh, I didn't know that was part of them. Okay. Oh, automaker Daimler AG and subsidiary Mercedes-Benz have agreed to pay $1.5 billion $1.5 billion to the U.S. government and California state regulators to resolve allegations that they cheated on emissions tests. The U.S. Department of Justice, Environmental Protection Agency, and the California Attorney General's Office said Daimler violated environmental laws using so-called defeat device software to circumvent emissions testing. In doing so, the company sold roughly 250,000 cars and vans between 2009 and 2016 with diesel engines that did not meet state and federal guidance standards. The settlement includes civil penalties and still awaits court approval in Washington. Will require Daimler to fix the already sold vehicles, and they must repair 85% of the affected vehicles within 2 years and at least 85% of the vans within 3 years, and the company must offer extended warranties to drivers on certain vehicles and conduct emission tests on repaired vehicles each year for the next 5 years. So they cheated the system, but somehow they found out.
Wow.
So good for the government.
Wow. Well, I found this feel-good story.
If you want to send it over, I can put it on the screen. I miss Yahoo Messenger.
I do too.
I never understood why they stopped it.
Because texting took over.
Yeah, but there's still messaging. Like, I don't like to message through Facebook because that locks us into Facebook. The nice thing about Yahoo is you weren't locked in anything.
Except Yahoo.
Well, I mean, but you didn't have to be on Yahoo's thing. Okay, get you up here.
I'm looking at the very first one.
Well, I would imagine.
I mean, with the,
Five good. Oh, so this is 5. Well, we could use this for 5 weeks in a row.
Well, yeah, of course.
Just use, okay, reserved for doctor, reserved for...
nurse practitioner Katie.
Okay.
Somebody went to this clinic and took it upon themselves to take the first 2 parking spots and put this in for the doctor and the nurse practitioner because they are in the front line treating the people for the virus.
Okay.
You know, I mean, honestly, people...
Hey, I don't have a problem with it.
Exactly. If, these doctors and these nurses are putting themselves in harm's way. They're being isolated from their families, more or less. Take them gift cards for a meal.
Sure. Yeah.
Do something nice for them. Show them that you appreciate what they're doing. If it's your family member, definitely do this because they need that support.
Not my family. That's not my family.
I mean, I know if it were my family, especially now, I would definitely, I see it in the hospital. People are always sending stuff to the hospital for the nurses and the doctors.
I should do something for the doctors that I had. I was thinking about that. Actually, Melanie told me about she was going to send a gift basket over to the hospital. I said, why are you doing that? She said, because they were good people. I thought about it, the people that saved me really were good people, and they really
and they need to hear that.
They really did pay attention to me, and I really think that I ought to do something for them. So I'm considering doing that as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't be alive if they hadn't.
Right.
So, I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for you and Melanie either, because I made you both a promise, and I kept my promise.
Good.
At least you probably know that I kept my promise because I'm still alive. But,
I mean, I can tell you that these people that care are doing everything they can to make sure, the people that are sick are being taken care of. They're trying to help find it.
I wouldn't do their job for...
I couldn't. And it's funny because when I was little, I wanted to be a nurse.
Not me.
My grandmother, my dad's mother was a nurse, and I wanted to be a nurse.
Nope.
But as I got older, I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience they have. And I don't mean patience as in human patience. I mean patience as in nerve patience.
It's funny because when I was with one of my exes, before they were one of my exes, she wanted to be a nurse. And I said, okay, you do that, and I will take care of the house, I will take care of the bills, You have nothing to worry about. I'll make sure that your kids are fed and
Yep.
everything. You just go and do that. It caused us to break up. Because she didn't feel like she was part of it. And I didn't understand that, because here was your chance to be a nurse and not have to worry about bills. Did
Wow.
not have to worry about bills. I was taking care of that all. And she said in conversation within the past 10 years that was one of the problems she broke up with me, because she wanted to feel that she was part of the situation and felt that me taking care of everything wasn't what her goal was. And
You know what you should have done? And I know 2020's hindsight.
I'm in 2020.
Yeah, I know. But you could have said, okay, I'll take care of the bills. You do your studies to be a nurse. But when we want to have a date night or we want to go out and have vacation, I'll let you pay.
At this point, it didn't matter.
Oh, I know.
The situation was just, it made no sense to me, because keep in mind, I came from a family where the dad works and takes care of the family.
Right.
That's what I was used to. That's what I always envisioned, that I'd be in a family where my wife stayed at home, my girlfriend stayed at home, and did whatever they do at home.
Right.
Watch soap operas or
But
whatever.
now it's not that way.
It wasn't that way in 1991, and it made me sad, because I really wanted it to work with her. Everything, but in retrospect, it would have never worked anyway, because there's always something with her.
Yeah, because I think if it would have worked with her, you and I would have never met.
Probably not. Probably not. In a lot of ways, I mean, the things that happen for a reason. So, we remember Breonna Taylor. She was the one that was in a house that the police broke into and shot up because they were after her boyfriend.
Oh, geez.
And ended up killing her. Do you remember her? That happened in like February of
Wow.
And they always would talk about everybody but her. No one would ever talk about her, because she was the person in the background that got killed because of the police's stupidity. Well, something good has happened out of this, even though it doesn't bring her back. The mother of Breonna Taylor will receive several $1 million, $12 million to be exact, from the city of Louisville as part of a settlement of the lawsuit. So, at least, I mean, it's not that there's no way we could ever bring her back. And I'm so sad about that. But the fact is that her family's at least being compensated some. It's so sad, because she was just sleeping on the couch when the cops came in shooting at her boyfriend,
Right.
and she got a bullet because she was there. It's so
Wow.
sad. But at least we know that she didn't die in vain. Well, I mean, she did die in vain, but at least something comes out of it.
Well, you know, I saw something on Facebook recently that kind of, it's like a feel-good story, I would say.
I'd like a feel-good story.
Yeah, I would say. And I can't really send you the link, but I can tell you what it was.
Why can't you send me the link?
Because I don't remember who I saw it from.
Oh, well, good are you?
Hey, remember, I'm going on very little sleep for 2 days, and it's almost 9:15. Usually I'm out of here. But what I saw, and I would encourage people to do this, if you know of somebody, especially an elderly person, okay, that it's their birthday, or somebody having a baby shower or a bridal shower, you know, get a group together and drive by and honk the horns, and yeah.
Why?
Because.
Nobody honked the horns on my birthday.
Well, that's because you live out in the boonies.
Well, you can't drive to the boonies and honk your horn? What's wrong with you?
I mean, my friend Chicky, her daughter-in-law, Chicky hung a banner off of her balcony that said, "Honk, it's my birthday, and you're not invited to my party."
I would kill someone if they did that to me.
That's why I didn't do it, but I thought about it. Or, you know, putting, like, I know there was that thing, there's people that like to do those big yard decorations. My neighbors across the street, they had somebody come in the middle of the night, and put like happy birthday or happy 40th birthday, so that when the birthday person woke up, they saw all this. You know, I mean, I thought about that, but again, you live out in the boonies. You know, nobody's going to drive out here to
Of course
see
not.
that.
I'm not worth it.
Well,
I'm not
you are worth it,
I'm not
but
worth it.
nobody's going to see it. It would be like taking you to Haas's and saying, hey, it's his birthday, sing happy birthday
I'll
to him.
kill
You
you.
would kill me for that.
Kill you for that. That's not against the law either. In some states.
Yeah, but you would be out an assistant, so you'd have to do the show by yourself, and it just would not be the
Yeah, it
same.
would be better.
And I
A
doubt
rural
that.
wedding led to dozens of coronavirus cases. So, once again, groups of people should stay away from each other because nothing good's going to come out of it. What's that? That's that one line that I hear over and over again. They would say nothing good's going to come out of this, and usually they're right. And
Yep.
as usual, this situation is the same. So they had a story was updated. It says this story was updated since August 30th. It was updated on the 4th of September to include additional deaths. The setting was rustic, romantic lakefront inn in rural Maine at the height of summer. Inside, the bride smiled in a lace-covered V-neck dress. There was a 3-tiered cake, a flower garland strung up by the entry, and a crowd of about 65 family members gathered to celebrate the August 7th outside the town of Millinocket. They clustered together in a restaurant of the Big Moose Inn and spilled into the small lobby, and the numbers exceeded the 50-person cap for the indoor event. And state officials would later declare they weren't keeping much distance from each other. Other hotel guests noticed, or wearing masks. Big surprise there.
Colleges,
This is It was not until the next day when one of them reported having symptoms of COVID-19. Soon others did. By early September, the officials of the Maine Center of Disease Control and Prevention had inked at least 147 cases to the wedding, including outbreaks at a jail and a nursing home in York County,
wow.
more than 200 miles away, and the outbreak turned deadly. Like a biotech conference in Boston, college bar in Michigan, and choir practice in Washington State, the wedding became known as super spreading event, probably sparked by a single highly infectious individual who showed up with no signs of illness, unwittingly shared an enclosed space with many others.
But here's the thing. Look at the colleges that the students are going back to school. They're having their college parties. You know,
And
the
they're all
riots.
coming home sick.
Right. Anybody that takes part in a riot, you know, or a peace, what do they call it? A peaceful a peaceful demonstration.
There's a riot
I mean, come on, people.
There's a riot going on in Cellbunk number 9. That's a good song. Anyway, once again, people are idiots because they say, oh, this isn't a real virus. This doesn't happen. Well, guess what? It
Or
happens.
my favorite one is, I won't get it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's people like this that are making it so I'm not going to be able to see my mom in the rehab center because they're so afraid of things breaking out.
Well, you ought to
in the
tell
nursing
them
home.
at the rehab center, make sure your mom has a room with a window in it on, you know, like that you can go to the outside of her window.
She's going to be re-quarantined for 14 days. She was quarantined for, 3 or 4, and then had to go back in the hospital, and now she's got to go back. And
Well,
she's
as
gonna be
long as they
quarantined
keep
again.
her in a room that has a window and she's by the window, you could go to the window.
It doesn't work that way.
Damn.
But, once again, shows that people who think it's not real are the people that are spreading it to everybody else.
That kind of stuff, I understand the seriousness of it, but I think there's a way that they could accommodate it, whether it's taking like a conference room or a small patient
How about you just
room.
wear your mask?
Yes, but I'm
How about
saying
you just try
if they
not
have
to...
one room that they dedicate,
But it only takes...
where like you could visit your mom for 15 minutes in that room,
They're afraid.
then they clean it after you guys leave, they disinfect it and everything. Let someone else have a chance. Keep it just that room.
Pastor holds a rally in defiance of the coronavirus.
Wow.
Where? California State Capitol. Yeah.
They
after all,
actually were
they're-
having they're going to have something like that down here in Harrisburg, or they did.
Yeah, I think I read about that too. I might even have it in my notes here. A pastor associated with the Bethel Church in Redding, California, held a prayer service in protest against the coronavirus prevention measures in California state grounds on Sunday. He's claiming more than 12,000 people attended. Now you know this is going to end badly. Worship pastor Sean Fook, maybe he's fooked up, has been holding Christian concerts across the U.S. amid the coronavirus pandemic in defiance of local orders against large gatherings. Fook rails against the prevention measures being taken to stop the spread of the virus, arguing the freedom of being able to practice religion is being infringed. There's no reason to do that because he can still practice his religion. Just wear a mask.
Right.
And follow the rules. So powerful politicians and social media agents have engaged in uncharted abuses. You know, I just don't understand why people don't see. I mean, what about the minister that died after having his church infected because he was stupid enough to insist on this at the beginning?
Right.
You know, these people don't. They just close their eyes to that, and they act surprised when it happens, like that wedding. Is there anyone really surprised that there was 200 new cases? I'm not surprised. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm really not surprised that happened. I just don't understand why people just, they don't respect other people, and that's going to be an ongoing problem. Where are we at here?
What, buddy?
He wants something. I know he's feeling better now because he's
He's
not
a
at least
good puppy.
barking. He's just,
He's a good puppy.
give him a Scooby snack. Now, according to some people, looking at it now, that the lockdowns may have been a huge mistake. You know, I read this and I thought about this and I thought about this and I read this and I still I have a hard time making a decision on this because on one hand more businesses would be alive. On the other hand, more people would be dead. So I don't know how I can like this or dislike this, but here's the deal. Were lockdowns a mistake? Well, we all wonder about that. Or
Right.
some of us don't wonder about that. Some people think it was absolutely the right thing to do. But here's the lowdown of all this stuff. So here's the real numbers. You got to look at the numbers, right?
Right.
You might want to write these numbers down. Okay, between 1957 and 1958,
Okay.
the Asian flu killed between 70,000 and 116,000 Americans, which is 4% to 7% of the nation's population. All right?
Wow.
So write down 4% to 7% of the population. Okay?
Uh-huh.
1968 to 1970. The Hong Kong flu killed 100,000 people, or 5% of the population.
That was from what year?
1968 to 1970.
Okay.
100,000, or 5% of the population.
Okay.
So that's two big flus. The coronavirus death toll is 186,000 people so far.
And that's in 2020.
2020. And about 5% of the population, 5.055. So it's what, 5? It's 5.5%, I guess. Right? Is that
And you said it was how many people?
186,000 so far.
Wow.
And 5%. 10K?
Yeah.
Where you at? 186,000, or 5.5%. 5.555.
Yeah, that repeating decimal.
Lots of fives. Anyway, so it says here, and it'll go higher, same magnitude as those other two flus, but it's been less deadly than those to those under 65 than the other flus were. Yet there were no statewide lockdowns, no massive school closings, no closings of offices, factories, restaurants, and museums. No one considered shutting down Woodstock, because that was around 1968.
Right.
Why are attitudes different today? Perhaps we have a greater confidence in the government's effectiveness.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, if we didn't have those closed downs, it would have been dramatically more. So I don't think we're comparing apples to apples. Because if anything, we're comparing that in 1968, there was 5%. In 2020, there was 5%, but that's with the shutdowns. Without the shutdowns, who knows what it would have been.
Also keep in mind, 68 to 70, there was 100,000 people.
For 2 years.
Right, where 2020, it's 186,000.
For not even a year.
Exactly, so
But
there's more
imagine
people.
what it would be if we hadn't shut the government down.
Ugh.
Imagine what it would have been. Because we have billions of people out there now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're only talking about, actually we're talking about a small number, 186,000. I think the shutdown probably was better. Looking here to see what they're saying. It says legitimate fears that hospitals would have been overwhelmed. Yeah, we agree. We know that. And it says the original purpose was to flatten the curve. The apparent success in South Korea and island nations, Taiwan, Singapore, New Zealand, in doing so could never be replaced. Those three states, or those three countries, got it under control. And I'll tell you, what they did, they didn't know if it was going to work either. And if we had people that would follow the rules, it probably would have worked, or even been a lot better than it was. But unfortunately, we had people that were demonstrating from pretty much day one that they wouldn't wear the stuff. So according to HIS, let's see what they think it was. There are old lessons here. Governments can sometimes channel but never control nature. That's true. There's no way to completely entirely eliminate risks. That's true. When I look at this, I thought I was going to disagree. I thought I was going to agree with them and say maybe it was overshot. Because I think that was the idea of the article, was saying, did we do the right thing? I think we did do the right thing. The problem is the people did the wrong thing by not following the rules. And so I think that I still would stick with what we did. Because who knows? I mean, we would have been talking about millions of deaths.
True.
Maybe, and so far out of control that we could never get it back in control. I don't know. I'm really not sure, but I don't think that doing nothing, because if we did nothing, then people would say Trump did nothing. If we did something where Trump shut it down, they said, well, he destroyed our businesses. He's in a no-win situation under this.
That's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have the, I'm going to say, popularity of the president, whether it's good or bad, you know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Oh, he truly is damned, because his own party doesn't like him. The problem is he's such a force with the people overall. I'm reading things about this next election. It's kind of like the last election, where they give you really kind of think the other guy's going to win, and I have a feeling that Trump's going to pull it out again, and he might. I mean, he just might. So, I don't know. In fact, this is one of the bad things. Trump actually ordered a reporter to remove his mask at a press briefing. You know, I want to like Trump, but I think he's so stupid about certain things, the power trip or whatever it is that makes him want to take the because he's never going to win with the media. So it says here, President Donald Trump demanded that a reporter remove his face mask in the middle of a question while at the White House briefing, but the journalist refused. You're going to just, he said, you're going to have to take that off. Just take it off, as he pointed to the mask. How many feet are you away, said the irritable president. And if you don't take it off, you're very muffled. If you take it off, it would be a lot easier.
Wow.
But Mason could easily be understood on a recording of the exchange. He began his question referring to Trump's decision 2 years ago to not attend a funeral of a fallen soldier, and the president blew off the ceremony, which is attended by European leaders, after referring to the deceased war heroes as losers. Whew, not very smart. But, the bottom line is, you're right. He's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't with these kind of people, because they're only out for blood. They don't really, they don't care about anything but making the person seem like, I can honestly say that there are times that I'm embarrassed that he's my president, but there were times that I was embarrassed when Bush was my president, and there was times when I was, and certainly more times than Trump, and there were times that I was embarrassed regardless of who the president is.
This is why I don't like talking politics, because
but people,
my feelings are my feelings. I don't care what anyone else says. Let me feel the way I feel, and don't tell me I'm wrong, because if I see something different than you do, I don't want to fight with you. I respect you enough to, you have your opinion. I may not agree with it, and that's okay.
You're wrong.
I know.
So Tesla rolls up a software update to let its cars' cameras see speed limit signs. I thought that's kind of cool.
I thought they did that already.
Well, I thought they did that too, but I noticed when I was driving and looking at the speed limit signs that it wasn't seeing my speed limit signs that it were real. It was seeing whatever is chartered on that map or whatever that it uses, So, in other words, if, like you talk about, let's say we talk about 283 where they're doing a lot of traffic,
right,
a lot of construction, the 283 is probably 55 or 65 normally, but the signs say 45,
because
and the car would see the new signs rather than the old signs.
Okay.
So it makes sense that it would do that, and it says autopilot would detect the speed limit signs using their cameras. When the camera detects that the speed limit sign, it will be displayed on the driver visualization.
Visualization.
I can't speak at all. Anyway, so the latest software would also add traffic signs and stop signs and features like that, and will chime when your Tesla's sitting at a stoplight that turns green. That would be kind of cool. But most of the time I pay attention when I'm at the light, so I don't really need the car to tell me that. And in April, it rolled out a software update in beta for its newer cars to allow them to see and respond to stop signs and traffic lights at some intersections. The traffic light and stop sign control feature was made available to Tesla vehicles with full self-driving, so that's why I haven't seen it, because I don't have full self-driving. So it's kind of cool, though. I truly think that this is the way of the future, and whether you trust a vehicle to make that decision for you or not, that's your prerogative. But I believe that truly this kind of thing is going to make our driving much better and much more. It's a shame that all cars don't have it, because then all cars would tell you if you're going to get headed for an accident, and if both cars are avoiding the accident, the chance of the accident happening is smaller. So I just think that people are afraid of technology, and they will close their eyes to it and say, I would rather not have it, and I don't want anything that makes me nervous. But
someone posted a picture, said they should first test the COVID vaccine on government officials. If they are safe, the vaccine is good, but if they die, the country is safe. Jeez.
You know who that guy is?
Yeah, that's Rich.
No, not that guy.
Oh, no, I don't know who that guy is.
You've seen him in a movie.
Oh, I have?
Yes.
Who? Huh?
Do you remember the movie where, what was it called? Quiet Place?
The Quiet Place?
Quiet Place. He was
Yeah, I saw that because you
He
did.
was the dad.
Oh, okay.
He actually was the guy that wrote the movie too.
Oh, wow.
So, very interesting. Patrols. Okay. Tesla Autopilot. This guy. Some people were really dumb. I mean, okay. So there was a crash in a Tesla, and what was the guy doing? It was driving. Well, he had it on autopilot. Nope. He watched a movie.
Oh, brother.
He was watching a movie on Netflix or something. Now, I thought that I was pretty sure that I read somewhere that wouldn't play while you were moving. So I don't know what they did that allowed them to drive unless they. Let's see. I guess I'll know by looking. North Carolina Highway Patrol says a Tesla driver had his car on autopilot mode and was watching a movie on his phone. Okay, that's why. When he crashed in.
Yep,
No, who did he crash into?
A cop.
The sheriff's deputy car. State trooper and Nash County deputy on Wednesday were on the side of the U.S. Highway 64 and responding to a previous crash when the Tesla slammed into the deputy's cruiser. No one was hurt. Luckily, the state trooper pushed our deputy out of the way when he heard the tires squall. Squall? What's squall? I know what a squeal is, but I didn't know what a squall was. And in the instant, we could have lost a life or several lives, and it could have been horrific. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You know, I will tell you that people like that make it very difficult for others to, you know, feel comfortable. There is a reason why Tesla doesn't let you watch Netflix while you're driving, and that's the reason. So don't watch it on your phone.
The bad problem with that is, let's say, not necessarily like if you're driving, but you have people in the car, you know, whether it's kids or
right.
maybe they want to watch Netflix.
Well, they can as long as
they have a portable
back seat. Mm-hmm. You know, but I don't know. It's just odd. By the way, let's see where Tesla stocks are today, because I know that they went way down, and I was losing money, and they were starting to go up again.
I actually saw a blue Tesla. Out by Walmart. I think it was a 3, but I couldn't tell because it was going the other direction.
Well, today I'm only slightly losing money.
Oh, good. It looks like it went back up a little bit.
Yes, it did. I bought them at 500, but they were down to 350 or something, or 325, and I was thinking, oh man, did I do this? I screwed up. I bought it too early, but I believe that it will go up again. In fact, I heard one. What in the world? What is going on there? Oh, you don't want to see this. Anyway, one stock,
hardcore wrestling. That's all I have to say.
those people are idiots. One person that was talking about where he sees the stocks going says he sees them at $7,000 a share.
Wow.
Another person said he sees them at $75 a share. So the 75 I wouldn't be happy with. The 7,000 I'd be very happy with, because if I make $7,000 on those, I would be more than happy to just enjoy my life. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, I am now only slightly losing money. So, this is interesting. So, you know, my biggest thing was the reason you buy a Tesla is because the fast charging, right?
Right.
Well, what if you could buy a car that isn't a Tesla, but you could charge it at a Tesla station?
Oh, jeez.
Well, there's a bug in the new chargers that allows other cars to charge for free at the chargers, which means not only are you allowed to charge on the supercharger, but you're getting free. You know,
free's always good, but not like that.
Not if you're a Tesla owner and you're paying. So, I mean, there was at one point Tesla had opened it up to saying, look, if you want to use our superchargers, we would let you use our superchargers, but you got to help pay for the superchargers. You know, because nothing's for free. These superchargers cost a lot of money. And
but Tesla can use regular chargers.
That's correct. But we don't get them for free.
Okay.
I mean, I have to pay to use
a regular
charger if it's a charge one. I mean, some of the chargers are just free right now because that's the way they were put in. You know, somebody put in a charger at his business and said that when I'm not using it, you can use it. You know, that's fine. But Tesla's superchargers, it says here, the new version 3 supercharger in Europe, the Tesla now uses common CCS standard. I don't know what that means, but appears to be a bug and not a feature. With the launch of the Model 3 and the Supercharger 3 in Europe, Tesla switched its main charging standard to CCS. While most other electric cars on the road use the same standard and connector, it didn't mean that the other EVs were able to use Tesla's supercharger network. Teslas have to do a software handshake with the supercharger before it can start charging. That's why I can't understand how it worked, because when I plug it in, it checks to see who I am and what my car is and what my credit card is to charge. I don't know how it does it with these, because if they're not able to see any of that, why does it go through? But it says here, however, several reports currently coming out of showing that virtually any other electric car with CCS can charge on the supercharger in Europe. So if you have a supercharger, they've tested it with the VW e-Golf, the VW ID3, the BMW Ampera, which is a Chevy Bolt EV, the Hyundai Kona, the Hyundai Ioniq, the Renault Zoe, and the Porsche Taycan. This is most likely a bug and not a feature, since without a link to a Tesla account, Tesla is delivering those charges for free right now. So, yeah, if you got one of those cars and you live in Europe, go for it. You can get your free charging on, and, you know, hopefully it doesn't...
Until they catch you.
Well, I mean...
It could be like child support. Once they catch up to you, they're going to go after you for all the back charging charges.
Hey, you never know. I don't know how they could figure it out, because, I mean, if they don't have an account with Tesla, they'll never know what they were charging into. So, here's a funny thing. Vandal tries to kick a Model 3, and then he destroys the charging cable.
Oh, geez.
This is so weird. Why? I mean, obviously he's drunk, but why would you? Why are people so destructive? That's what I want to know.
Because they're idiots.
Here's the. Now watch this clip. So here's the guy. He's coming up, and there's another camera angle, and he comes over here and he tries to kick the wire. He couldn't kick it, but he got mad and started pulling on the on the cable on the other side, and he breaks it that way. But why are people so destructive? I don't get it.
Because they're idiots.
I don't know. I don't understand. You know, I just do not get it. I try to understand, but I can't get it.
You're not supposed to. That's
I've never been a destructive person, so I remember when my brother and his friend, we had our bikes and we were going out riding bike, and they were saying, "Now we're going to throw some tomatoes at the cars." They gave me tomatoes and they wanted me to throw too. And so while they were throwing their tomatoes at the car, I was throwing it the other way into the woods, because I didn't want to get in trouble for it. Oh, my brother was a troublemaker. So anyway, that Vandal destroyed the charging cable. And what did it do? Why? It did nothing to cause him trouble. Here's something you might not know. You know who Kenworth is, right?
Yes.
Do you know they have electric trucks?
No.
They do.
Wow.
They have electric trucks with up to 200 miles range, which means that my car can go further than their truck.
Cool.
I think it's interesting because if you're a trucker, or if you're the owner of a trucking company, you want to save your company as much money as you can. And if their company only goes, let's say, 100 miles a day, well, what are they? They're able to drive 10-hour days, right?
Yes.
Okay, 10 hours.
If I remember what Bob says, it is 10 hours.
So, 10 hours times 60 miles an hour. They can't. They really can't do that. But if they're doing local stuff, local deliveries, 200 miles is quite a bit. It says here, the Kenworth, one of the biggest American truck manufacturers, is launching today 2 electric trucks with up to 200 miles range. These trucks are electric versions of its K270 Class 6 and K370E Class 7 trucks, now called K270E and K370E.
Wow.
I think that's what it just said. I don't understand. According to the press release, the trucks were equipped with 141 kilowatt battery and 282 kilowatt battery packs, enabling 100 and 200 mile range. So the 100 kilowatt the 140 kilowatt gives you 100 miles, and the 200 kilowatt gives you the 282 kilowatt gives you 200 miles. So they're fast charging, so that helps because you can really, jump it up. Customers are able to choose between two direct drive electric motors rated at 355 horsepower and 469 horsepower. So, it's basically a scaled up car. So, I'd like to see them make it. Okay, so if you're driving a truck like that, like a box truck, that would pay.
Okay.
So I can't see it would pay, because those will all be local deliveries, so I would expect that to be a positive, but you're not going to be able to use a big tractor trailer if you're only going 200 miles. So I think it's kind of cool. It's very cool. And Kenworth, being the big truck beast that it is, will make people think that is the right way to go, and they'll start doing it too. So who knows? Oh, okay, so do you remember we had talked about Nikola being the Tesla killer?
Right.
Get this. I don't think I have the article, though. Okay, well, this is the original article that said that they were going to be taking over. Okay? They made a deal with GE, or with GM, to be the Tesla of the Chevy. Well, guess what? I found out some information.
Okay.
Let me see if we can... Let me see. I hope this shows up. I've got too many keyboards. All right. Here we go. This is so weird. So the SEC says Nikola Motors had investment fraud. They don't even have a product. They had talked about a prototype vehicle, and GM was kind of stupid enough to fall for this. Found it in 2015. They haven't even built their first vehicle. Found it in order. It says Nikola Motors is an electric vehicle manufacturer that focuses on zero emission. In June, the company was valued at $34 billion. $34 billion, and they haven't made a car yet. This is so stupid. Last week, Hindenburg published a report on a startup which accuses Nikola's business of being an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies. We have gathered extensive evidence, including recorded phone calls, text messages, private emails, behind-the-scenes photographs, dozens of false statements by Nikola founder Trevor Milton. We've never seen this level of deception to the public. So they fooled Chevy, they fooled GM, that they have this vehicle that's going to destroy Tesla. They don't even have a vehicle.
Wow.
It says here, one accusation relates to the function of the Nikola truck, the flagship vehicle designed to bring hydrogen-powered transport in the commercial sector. Hindenburg claims that the video Nikola 1 in motion showed the truck cruising along a road, but in fact, Nikola had the truck towed to the top of the hill on a remote stretch of road and simply filmed it rolling down the hill. I mean, if this is true, this is just absurd that they could actually do that and tell people, look, we got a truck, look at it's going down the hill. But this truck doesn't even exist. In response, Nikola says the vehicle was designed to be powered and driven by its own propulsion and contained a working gearbox, batteries, inverters, and other functions. However, the startup added that resources were not used to make Nikola 1 drive on its own propulsion. The video in question, Nikola says, was designed for an advert and published to a social media, was described in motion rather than under its own propulsion. So they are justifying their lying. They lied. They're admitting that they lied, but they're lying, saying that it's
They're justifying
justified.
it with more lies.
Yeah. It's like, how deep can you make that? The Nikola 1 was an incredible successful proof of concept, and everything the company learned from that experience was underpinned the successful development of the next generation of trucks. On Monday, the startup said false and defamatory report was designed to benefit short sellers, including Hindenburg himself. Given the timing, the accusations made public at roughly the same time that General Motors secured a $2 billion equity stake in the company. So after GM made that buy-in, that's when this came out. After so the money was already put out, and so people lost money in that situation. So in a statement, it says here, following the rebuttal statement, the EV manufacturer has directly approached SEC to seek out regulatory involvement. On September 11th, Nikola's legal counsel proactively contacted and briefed the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC, regarding Nikola's concerns pertaining to the Hindenburg report. Nikola welcomes the SEC's involvement. Nikola says that the company is considering legal action against a short seller. So, having secured the services of blah, 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 we have nothing to hide or refute. I think they got a lot to hide if they don't have a vehicle. And they're trying to sell this to, think about this.
That would be like taking your car and them saying, look at our brand new Tesla.
Only not have batteries.
Yeah.
In their case, they didn't even run. But yeah, so Nikola's got this big thing going with GM. This article was from September 8th.
Wow.
But that other article is just from last couple days. Because when I saw that, I said, well, I had this article I want to talk about. I'll tell you what, that woman, that Mary Barra, she has to look really horrible right now in her stockholders' opinions, because that really hurt GM stock big time. So I don't know where it's going to go from there, but it's interesting to watch how we're seeing this stuff work. I mean, we're going to see whether or not Nikola's going to really be part of the game, or whether it's just a scam. So I don't know. I just I wouldn't want to be in either of their shoes right now, because they got, you got to demand answers for this stuff. I don't know. So
unbelievable.
Then there was Tesla owner gets iced by Ford pickup, but soon the helped by the police crane truck. You know what icing is, right?
Yeah.
And not the stuff you put on a cake.
No, that's where you're sliding on a road. If you're
Nope.
in a tractor, no.
That's not what icing means. Ice. Remember when we went to New Jersey, there were all these Teslas, and on the end there was a pickup that was sitting in a charging area. That's
Okay.
icing.
Okay.
So here's what it was. Let me show you. If I have this. Oh shoot, that's not it. Why did it go there? Okay, we'll try this. Here we go. So this is the pickup, and he's surrounded by.
Jeez.
Now these are all charging stations. Supposed to be charging stations, and so they got Tesla owner gets iced by Ford, but soon they help unice him. So here we go. See if I can get that picture in here. So there's the pickup, and this is there's the Tesla here. And notice not only did he park in a place he wasn't supposed to be in, but he took 2 spaces in it.
Oh, geez.
So what do? Well, there's only one thing we can do. We're going to have him removed. So the police came in, and there he goes. They removed the truck. So,
Unbelievable.
hey, people are just willing to do anything to try
They
to...
need to do that for people that don't have the handicap stuff and they park in handicap stalls, even including if they leave a drive or a person in a vehicle, like a live non-driving person, just because they don't want to park in a regular spot. I've seen too many people come in and pull into a handicap spot and leave, like, maybe their 15-year-old child in the car so that they don't have to they don't have to walk that far.
I'm just happy that someone took care of them, that they made sure that they got iced themselves. So, or they had to pick up the... Why can't I send that tweet? Why is this not letting me send it? Okay. It's not letting me send. Maybe, too big. Okay. So let's get rid of these. And that. There we go. Now we got it. All right. And then let's put this over here. I just think it's funny when you get to see them pay for their sins for a change.
Oh, yeah.
Because they think that they're big trucks, they should be allowed to park where anybody else parks.
Mm-hmm.
When in fact these are spaces that are made for us, so we can charge. So, but yeah, it's really bizarre. So, all right, where are we at here? Oh, geez, we're almost done. I gotta get rid of this. Cut. All right. Where's the rest? I think I'm missing some stuff. Here's one that was interesting. You wonder whether or not the car can actually see things that we can't see.
Okay.
This is a very good...
And they took it from you.
They did. That was such a cool thing. A guy was driving his Tesla behind a pickup, and the pickup lost a barbecue grill.
Oh, boy.
And the car missed the barbecue grill.
Wow.
It was just very cool. That sucks. I wanted to see that happen. I wanted to play that. And I've had that for weeks and just didn't have time to play it. I've had tons of articles like that I, often don't get to finish. I want to finish with a good one. Oh, there it shows. There you see the barbecue grill falling off the back of the pickup.
Oh, wow.
And the car missed it. So it was very, very cool. People say, well, why would you have that? Well, for things like this, because they do happen. Oh, this one, I'll finish on this one. This one will be a good one. I like this one. You like my feel-good stories.
Of course.
Well, this one's a pretty good feel-good story. You could see me doing this too, by the way.
I can see you do a lot of things.
Tesla's dog goes on a hilarious autopilot joyride.
Hey, buddy, you want to go for a ride?
The Tesla 3 owner gave a whole new meaning to dog mode recently after his pup appeared to navigate the electric sedan across a parking lot. The owner used the summon feature, and from a parking space to when the dog sat in the driver's seat to give the appearance that the pup was going to pick up his best friend.
Yep.
And to be clear, the dog was never in control of the car. However, thanks to Tesla's advanced driving features.
Yep. I could see you doing that with Buddy in the car. Yep.
Yep. Summons is part of Tesla's full driving suite, which is available for $8,000. Where's the video at? I'll bet you that was the video. I'll bet you that was it, and I'm not going to get the video, am I?
Aww.
It was really cool, and someone at Reddit saw it. Let me see if I can find it. It was really funny. Nope, that's a dunk. Nope. Nope. Well, you're going to take my word for it now, because it's not coming up. I wanted to see it happen. I wonder if I hit it that way. Maybe I'll do it that way. There's the folder. There's the... Okay. I'm not going to be able to use it. I was really kind of hoping that I could show you that because I thought it was a funny video. That one I just got last night, I think. Well, that's sad. They blew my ending up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm bummed about that. Oh, okay, we'll do this. We'll do this for the last one. Model 3 versus a motorcycle.
Oh, wow.
Not just any motorcycle, the R6 motorcycle Yamaha. Who do you think?
How big's the Yamaha?
You can see it right there. It's a racing motorcycle.
Okay. I'm going to say the Yamaha.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, it's skinny, it's fast, aerodynamic.
By the way, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check this before we go any further. Is the motorcycle electric? Let's see. You'd figure the motorcycle would dominate. Okay.
Well, I guess it doesn't then.
Okay, the R6 was introduced in '99 as a companion. Okay, let's see. R6. Let's see. The quarter mile for the R6 is 2.8 to 3.5 seconds.
Wow.
So, let's see what it is, what it does. I did see this once. I'm trying to remember. Okay, ready? Here we go. So this is the Performance Model 3, which is the faster Model 3.
Right.
Like my Performance has a P100D. So they're coming up against the thing. What is it going to be? Where are we going to be? Sounds fast. Here we go.
That must have been what went past my house at 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh, it didn't. Well, I would guess.
Slippery roads.
Where is he? I don't see the electric, or I don't see the motorcycle anywhere. Looks like the motorcycle lost.
That's because the Tesla has good tires. He wasn't hydroplaning.
I mean, there is the same situation with with cars and motorcycles. The Tesla is faster it doesn't have to change gears. It's faster in every way. So, you know, now if it was a running thing where, let's say, they were both going 20 miles an hour and then it was first one to, you know, when they kick it down, the motorcycle might have had some oomph there because it's not speeding up, it's already there.
Right.
So, I don't know. Anyway, that's a good one to end on. What do we want? I'm going to do the exit. What's the exit video? I always forget where I keep the exit video. I guess I have the exit video somewhere here. You would think after all this time, being a professional.
Not when you have to redo them all.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening, and we will talk to you next week. And same bat time, same bat channel. And we're still the one. Talk to you later.
Can I shut this off?
What?
This?
I already turned it off.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Turn this on.